Yo, my people, my people, my people. I wanna do now. Yo, my people. I wanna do now. Like the video, guys. Like the video, like the video, my people. Like the video. Subscribe. Smash the like button, guys. Smash the like button. Like the video, my people. Like the video, like the video. Subscribe. Smash the like button, guys. Smash that like button, my people. Guys, it's breaking news, guys. Erick Hagg has been sacked by Manchester United. As we discuss what next for United in terms of going forward, what needed to be done in terms of what needed to be done, how can everything be fixed in terms of the new areas, because every ownership want a new era and it's very, very important. They need a new era. Every ownership need a new era. And I think it's time for them to kind of bring in new people in. Then Hagg has been sacked. We discuss the pros and cons of the sacking, what next for Manchester as they get into playing Leicester City Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, and they get Chelsea. We're gonna discuss the pros and cons because I have a lot to say about Manchester United. Guys, before we like the vid, so my people, let's go, my people, let's go, let's go. Yo, my people, we are like doing this team this morning. Manchester United and Erick Hagg being sacked as a United manager. I think for me, I have a lot to say with this United team, and I've said it from day one, from day one, day done. I've said it from day one. A new ownership comes in, you need to bring a new manager because when a new ownership comes in, they tend to bring their own people into the show in terms of we need to bring our own people into the show. So they have to like bring their own people into the show by how do I put it? They want to bring their own people into the show like because every ownership want to bring their own people into the show in terms of okay, I think we need to bring our people into the show. We don't want these people, we need these people to get sacked. So I think a new United needs a long time. But the problem right now is yes, the new era for new manager to come in, but again, are you giving a room to the new manager? Because we've seen them sack so many managers, and the question has always been, what is the philosophy of Manchester United? What's the philosophy? Because for me, the philosophy has not been clear enough for me to know, okay, this is what United want. Because everybody has been saying this. Everybody wants to play possession-based football. You want to play possession-based football, but the players you have right now, can they really utilize the possession-based football? Which I don't think they can. So this team for me is like a counter-attacking team is a counter-attacking team, and you need a manager that can easily. I think United need the personality for me. That's what I'm gonna call it. They need the personality. Someone that can come in, instill the personality into the team, make the team play better, install the winning mentality. I think they lack it in them. They lack it in their lacking at the moment right now in terms of somebody coming to the dressing room, someone that need to be respected in terms of okay, this is our manager, this is the manager we respect, this is who we want. So I think United problem has been them is okay. Exactly do you want United? What exactly okay, a project or do you want to win now? So the question has to be what do you want exactly? Do you want to win now or do you want a project? Because if you want to win now, you have to bring in a top tier manager who's gonna win you trophies now. That's number one. Do you want to win now? Well, you have to bring somebody who's gonna win now, or do you want to go to a project, or do you want to go to a project? So it depends. So it depends on what United want. Do they want a project? Or you don't want to win now. If you want a project for me, you have to bring a manager where you have to give him time to build it because this team is a different dimension because this team is not for me. This team is not a possession team. This is a counter-attacking team. So you need a manager that plays possession football where you have a precise style of play and everything flows around the team. And I say it again, this team right now doesn't have a play. Yeah, they have some key players that can actually play possession as but for me, somebody wanted the sack. Now he's been sacked. Now player needs to perform and stand up. Perform and stand up, man. You have to perform and stand up. E.g., the captain himself, Bruno Fernandes, he has been atrocious a lot. Everybody I said they want an hack sack. You want an hack sack? Okay, you bring it. Who do you bring in? If you want that, because this same problem for me, if system in that team as much as much as people want to call it, let's call a spade for me. Let's call a spade. This team is devoid of this team needs intervention, man. For me, it is for me this team needs divine intervention because people keep saying, we need a philosophy. Yes, if you want a philosophy manager, you're gonna bring in a manager. There's Southgate, there's Graham Potter, there's Xavi Hernandez in. But the problem is you're gonna bring a manager, you have to give him time to implement the style of play he wants to play. So if you're gonna bring a manager, you don't want to give him time. How do you expect him to perform? Do you expect him to perform miracle? He's not gonna perform miracle if you don't give the manager time to implement what he want. So for me, man, Erick Ten Hag for me, I can understand that. I can understand that about the game. But for how long? Because you sack a manager, Bruno, you have the same player, Bruno, Rashford, Garnacho, Ahmad, Anthony and Co. Is it okay? Are you gonna tell me immediately bringing the manager, boom, everything change? Everything doesn't change because the flaws will be there. So the problem is Ineos needs to come out and tell us what do they want to do? Are they going to go into counter-attacking football or are they going to play possession football? What do they want to play? If they want to play possession football, then I think you need to bring a manager who can actually play a possession football. Are you going to play counter-attacking? I think if you want to play counter-attacking football, then you need to bring a manager who's going to be who will play counter-attacking football. Who will play guys like the beat guys, like that beat my people, like the beat guys, like the beat guys. Like the vid, my people, like the vid, my people, like that vid, like the vid, guys, like the vid, my people, like the vid. So I think the problem is what exactly does United want exactly? Do you want a manager? Do you want the philosophy, which is gonna be a long-time manager, or you want to win now? Because if you want the philosophy, then you have to actually bring a manager who you trust and you believe. For me, who you trust and you believe. Oh, so it's a bit weird because people say it's a weird situation because there's so many there are so many managers. I say yes, managers that can perform better than Ten Hag. Okay, perform better than Ten Hag. I get it. But you have a manager who can perform better. I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that, man. I'm not disputing that. But again, I say manager is a new era. You have to give it time. Man. You have to give it time. You have to give it time because this team for me need a manager. They need a personality where it can. Everybody in that dressing will have to respect him because as much as as much as people want to say this, man. As much as people want to say this, man. The problem for me, the problem with United is very, very simple for me. I've said it from day one. I even told Chimere and the other guys on the Twitter about I said it. It's a structural problem. Why I say it's a structural problem is because you start Ten Hag, you bring who? Let's say for example, you bring in Xavi Hernandez. Xavi Hernandez will look at this, he will look at the team and he will make a decision because some of these players in the team, all of them are counter-attacking team. They are not a, all of them are possession football. some of them are counter-attacking. So you're gonna bring in who have a different philosophy, who is gonna instill a different philosophy to the team, a different personality, a different standard, a different environment, which the player will be happy with. But will the result change is a big question. Even if the result change again, the same question will persist because every managers have loyalty to their players. Okay, let's say for example now, look, Wood Van Nistelrooy is the man they pick to lead the team going forward. So you're telling me from this day one, Van Nistelrooy has been the man to lead this team. So you're just using Erick and Hagg as a bait in terms of we need ownership in and everything. We want to give this kind of tough time for everything to see. But the problem I'm still saying the same problem, and I will repeat it again. This thing for me need a personality. Do they really have the personality? I don't think they have the personality because my question is, what exactly did they want? Did they want to win now? That's the question. Or did they want to win project? That's my question. Did they want to win now? Because if you want to win now, then you can bring in a big time manager who's gonna win you top. But if you want to win later, you have to bring in a big personality, someone that can actually win. Actually win, man. So actually win, man. So I'm actually winning. So for me, guys, this is what I'm gonna say. United is for me. This is what I'm gonna say. That's for me because my opinion is different than some of the United opinion. People say, okay, we need to give the manager time. He has been messing up a lot in terms of his philosophy and his tactics. Okay, we know that. No problem about that. You bring in the manager, you have the same players, the same stuff and everything. So what's gonna change? What will change? What is gonna change? Nothing is gonna change because you have the same players there. The same players is there. The same players is there. So nothing will change because the same players are there. So yeah, nothing needs to stand like that. What exactly did you can celebrate as much as you want. You want the manager out, but again, who are you bringing in? Okay, let's say for example you bring in Savi. Okay, so because if you bring in Savi Hernandez is gonna need time to implement a style of play. Firstly, if we look at the squad and he will assess the squad. He will assess the squad for me. And once he assess the squad, he will make it to say, okay, I need some player gone, I need some players stay. Now, United need to give him time to build. He will have to start from the scratch to build. He will have to start from scratch to build. And you know who Savi Hernandez is a demanding manager. He would demand a lot. You also need to give him time to actually build because if you're gonna bring in a new manager here and you don't give him time, how do you want him to succeed? How do you expect him to succeed? It's gonna be difficult for him to succeed because if you're gonna bring in a manager in and you're not gonna give him time, you want to let go of Ten Hag. You can celebrate as much as you want. Like I said to people, every new ownership for me, every new ownership always have their man. This is our man. This is who we want. Every ownership always have their man, man. They always have their man. They always have their man, man. So and also the every ownership always have their man. They know who they want. They want someone, but again, what do they want? A project manager who has a philosophy or a win-now manager? You want the project manager, you're gonna go for project. You're gonna go for project manager. You're gonna build him time. You want to win, you have to win now. Then you have to bring a manager who you are sure of that. Okay, I'm gonna bring this person in and I'm gonna win with him because he has a winning DNA. But are United patient enough? Because sometimes the result will not go the way you want it. If the result doesn't go the way they want it, are they willing to give the manager time? Because if the result doesn't go, are they going to look at some of the players and say, okay, you're not good enough. You need to fix up. You're not good enough. You need to fix up. Something is not right. You need to fix up. Because, like I said, we can blame the manager as much as we want. And I also know that football is all about results-based oriented business. I know that for a fact. It's a result-based. And I'm not disputing that. But what I'm saying is, as much as you want to bash them, you have to also look at the players too. The club captain himself, Bruno Fernandes, the level of this man are drastically dropped completely. It's not the Fernandez we know, moaning about, complaining a lot. The level we expected Fernandez to be, it's not been the Fernandez I know. The level has dropped completely. It's dropped. So, is it about too much fatigue? Has he played too many matches? Like, has he played so many matches? Like, is it what is going on with Fernandez in terms of has he played so many matches? Does he actually need a rest in terms of him needing a rest to actually just calm down and like kind of get a little bit of rest, or maybe a new environment, a new manager, a new philosophy will change things for him? We don't know. So United are in a difficult situation where, for me, they have to find a solution in terms of finding an answer. What exactly do they want exactly? A project manager or a winner manager for me? What do they want? So because we can talk about you want him sacked. Okay, yes, he's sacked now. Are you happy now? He's sacked now. So everybody is sacked now. So he's already sacked now. He has been sacked already. He's been sacked. So there's nothing you can say about it. He has been sacked already. He's been sacked. So now, I think what you're telling now is, for me right now, is going forward. How do they rectify this? How do they rectify this going forward? How exactly do they want in terms of going forward? How do they fix this? What do they want? Because you can talk about sack. For how long are you going to be talking about sack? How long are you going to be talking about sack? Sack this person. If the result doesn't go well, if the result doesn't go well, no, we let him go. This is sack him. But for how long are you going to let this kind of sacking this, sacking that, sacking this, sacking that? How long are you going to let it go? How long? How long? Because we can talk as much as we want. We can talk as much as we want, but I'm in the middle, because if I want to use Chelsea as an example now, when the new ownership comes in, they let go of Tuchel. People are like, why did you let go of Tuchel? You want us to UCL. When the new ownership came in, the ownership already said it. We want a possession-based manager, because the players we have right now are good enough in the possession team, because we have to rebuild because of the players important to the club are old. So we needed the new players to kind of revitalize the team. We needed the new player that can actually be like a new young talent. So they brought in a new players, and those kind of old players, all of them were sold because they wanted something new, which I don't doubt, and I don't blame, because they wanted something new. So I understand Chelsea ownership in wanting something new. Look, we wanted a new manager, something new, a breath of fresh air, a new philosophy, and they've been saying it. We want a new manager, like we want a possession-based manager. So they look into the market. Who do we go? They went for Potter. It was wrong opinion. They went for Lampard. It was very terrible. They went for Potter. And for me, I blame the ownership a lot, but I'm like, if you're gonna bring in a possession-based manager, Pochettino is not the guy, because he's a counter-attacking manager. He plays a lot on the counter. That's kind of who he is. He's a counter-attacking manager. He's a counter-attacking manager. That's who he is. You cannot change that in him. That is who he is. That's who he is. So you can't change that. You can't change that in. You can't change that in what's called. So we've seen it now. We've seen it already that okay. We've seen it now that okay. This is who they want. This is who they want. They're gonna eat down on the A4. They gave Maresca 5 years contract. I'm like 5 years. That's a lot. That's a lot. But I can understand giving him that kind of year contract, because they believe this is our man going forward. We ride and die on the hill. That is our man. Fair enough. Kudos to Chelsea. We've seen the result already. We've seen the result with Maresca. My question to United is, what do you want? A philosophy manager, that's number one, or a winner manager? Because if you want a philosophy manager, you gotta give him time. This team, Bruno, Casemiro, Ugarte, Dalot, some of those players in that team, Rashford, Garnacho, some of them are a counter-attacking team. They are not a possession manager at all. They are not a possession team at all. So they will need when you bring in a possession manager for me, you will need him time to implement his style of play. See, the manager will have to make some big decisions, dropping some big names, which he has to make. What kind of manager is he good enough? Is he man enough? Is there leadership skills enough to drop some of the big names? Because we can talk as much as we want. If the manager is not willing to drop some big names, it's gonna fail. It will fail. As much as people might doesn't like it, people might have to hate it, whether we like it or not. Bruno Fernandes has been atrocious this year. He has been atrocious this year. He's been abysmal this year, and he's the club captain. Does he deserve to be club captain for me? I don't think so. I do not think so. But he is the club captain, and for me, he hasn't even led as a club captain. He hasn't showed enough for me to be guaranteed to become a club captain for me. He hasn't. For me, he has not showed enough to be okay. This is the club. Yes, people might talk a lot about him, but for me, Bruno is an exceptional player. I never doubt his ability, but I have an asterisk to Bruno, which is his personality as a player. For me, I'm like, okay, you need to show more in terms of any little things you moon, any little things like, okay, I'm like, okay, calm down here, brother. What's going on here? What's going on? What's going on? So, my question to United fans that are listening, that are watching is, what do you want? A philosophy manager or a winner manager? What do you want? I need to create. I need to. So I need to create a poll. Let me see. Like, hold on. I want to create a poll by saying, okay, for me, this is my question. Like, what does United want exactly? What do they want? A philosophy manager or a winner manager? What do they want? So it's a bit weird because people might say a lot, but what exactly do they want exactly? What do they want? What do they want, man? So like it's still very questionable for me in terms of what exactly they want, because we can talk at sack and Hagg. Okay, you sack sack. What next? Because this team for me need a revamp in terms of, as an example, everyone do you see your gym? There was Conte, Silva, there was so many players there. When the new ownership came in, all of them were out. Not at once, but step by step they were out. Now, my question is, we brought in new players to replace the old players. Fine. And when the new ownership came, they said it, we want a possession-based manager. Because this team we have right now can play possession. Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo, all of the players we have in the team are good enough to play the ball on their feet. So they went to Potter, it didn't work, they sacked him. They went into Lampard, it didn't work, they let him go. They brought in Pochettino, which I blame. I'm like, Pochettino is not the man because he is a counter-attacking manager. He's not a possession manager, I'm sorry. He is not. And Kopulov is a Tottenham Hotspur manager before. It's not going to resonate well with the Chelsea fan base. The rivalry is bizarre. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's going to fail. And we can say they failed because they were in the middle in terms of, do we want punch or not? Now they're going for Maresca. They're going to yell and down in the hill. This is our manager. This is our man. We don't care what the public say. This is our man. And you can see the results are coming through step by step. Lord, may you continue. This is my question to United fans. What do you want? A project manager, long time, or a win now manager? What do you want? Louis van Gaal, that's number one. You let go of him. You brought in David Moyes, he was gone. You brought in Jose Mourinho, you let him go. You brought in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, you let him go. You bring him away again. Ralf Rangnick, you let him go. Erick and Hagg, That is 6 managers in a row with a different ideology. It's a different philosophy entirely. And look at the squad right now. This squad, this United squad for me is not a possession team. It's a counter-attacking team for me. So if you're gonna bring in a new manager, the new manager will have to look at the team, assess the team, and make a very, very awkward decision. Someone like Bruno needs to be on the bench. I don't care if he's the club captain. That brother cannot play possession football. He needs to be on the bench. He is the club captain, but he has not been behaving as a club captain. He can moon, he started mooning during summer. That's not the club captain. It's not even as an example for me. He needs to freaking be on the bench. There's Casemiro. You brought in Manuel Ugarte. Manuel Ugarte is a defensive player. So it's not even he can't even play in the possession team. Luis Enrique is a king when it comes to possession manager. He's there. But Enrique said, no, I don't want this man because it doesn't fit to my philosophy. He put him on the bench. And they sold him. So what do you want going forward? That's my question to United fans. Anna, how you doing? Good afternoon to you in your place. We're in the morning, my place here.
I'm good, Abdullah. I'm good, man.
How you doing? You didn't show up yesterday. People were looking for you yesterday. They were like, where's Nana? Or like, Nana was working now.
Yeah, man. It was late. I had to wake up early today. But now I'm working from
Give me your take on Erick and Hagg.
Are we surprised, Abdullah?
I'm not surprised.
Are we surprised? This is a Chelsea channel, so I'm gonna say this before I get to Erick and Hagg.
Nope.
Blue Lake, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Clear Lake. Sorry, I said Blue Lake. Clear Lake. I want to thank you, Clear Lake, for making the bold decision to sack Pochettino, because I have a feeling, I can't prove it, but I have a feeling, Abdullah, that if Pochettino stayed, we'll be facing similar problems. We'll be facing similar problems. Now, I know, Abdullah, you see, this is the trophy gaslighting I was telling these United fans. I've been there. I've seen it. You won the FA Cup. You thought, okay, let's keep him. No, that wasn't the right decision. It was to sack him. We thank you for what you did. We thank you for winning the FA Cup, but we need to move on. We need to move on. It's a shocking decision from Ineos. It's a shocking decision from Ineos. Now, if it was up to me, like what Abdul said in the chat, I would. There's a few players that are staying. I would sell 85% of this team. In the next 2 years, I'll sell 85% of the team.
But now this is the issue now. This is the issue. Chelsea faces the same issue too, because this is another topic. Is a very, very big one. For me, it's a structural problem. It's more than Ten Hag, because this team, there's loyalty in the fan base that some certain players have to stay.
No.
Why some I'm like, you need to let them go, because the fans are in the middle. It happens to Chelsea too. Jorginho, Conte, there's like a fan base into the situation. You're like, why are you letting Gallagher, Messi, Mount, Kai Havertz? So those players we sell as Chelsea. Some of them doesn't want them to sell because they believe with a different manager it can work. But when the new ownership said no, we need to move forward. This person is not good enough. They gotta go. Now you are upsetting the fan base. Can they really give you the trust you want? Because for me, Ineos has messed up. Why I think they've messed up is because before you know Ten Hag's contract, you did an interview with several managers. Then you couldn't come to a decision or a conclusion that this is what we want before we know the contract. That's absurd. That's stupidity for me. You don't know what you're doing exactly as a new ownership. And I'll say it again. This United team for me is not a possession team. Because if you're going to bring in a new manager in that plays possession, 95% of that team would have to get sold. No, I'm not joking. No. That's a total revamp. You have to are they patient enough? Abdul, check your DM. I've sent you the link on your DM, brother. I've sent
Oh God, yo.
I send him the link on the DM. Abdul, check your DM, check your WhatsApp DM, and also your Twitter DM.
So, hey, Abdul, if you could hear me, it's 2 p.m. in London. There's no need for soft tones on stream. There's no need for like it's R&B. It's 2 p.m. It's 2 p.m. I'm like, time to speak with some pizzazz.
Yeah, I've sent you the link again, Abdul, because we went through the same issues in Chelsea. United are facing it, but the problem is United fans hate the reality. When the reality hit them, they don't like it. We face it. Majority of fan base, we have loyalty to some players. Jorginho, Conte, Kai, Mason, Gallagher, so many of them. And United will, if the new manager comes and say, no, I want to sell Bruno, I want to sell Garnacho, I want to sell Rashford, I want to sell this. Are the club gonna back the manager or are the fans gonna revolt? Because we know the loyalty towards the players. Nana, we cannot lie with this. We cannot. So we know the player, we know the loyalty the fan base are with some certain players. So your take on that?
They have to be bold now. They have to be bold. They at this point in time though, I'm like the situation is a bit different at United. They haven't won the league since, what was it, 2011, 2012?
2013.
So it's 10 years. They haven't won a Champions League since 2008.
Yep.
So they are so far back. It's not even funny. Like they are so far off the top. It's not, at least with Chelsea. The reason why there was anger was we won a Champions League 2021.
Yep.
So there's some form of resistance. If I'm a United fan, there's not one singular player where I'm like the club can't sell. There's not one apart from maybe the young players like Kobe.
Yep.
Yeah,
Kobe is good. Amad Diallo is also good.
Amad maybe, but apart from one or two players, if the club said we're selling Bruno tomorrow, if I'm a United fan, I shouldn't be upset. Sell him. We sold Kante.
Banana.
No, wait.
Yeah.
No. I'm like, come on. We sold Kante.
I know. Yeah, I know.
So why can't Bruno be sold?
I know. We sold Kante. I know.
Sell him.
We sold Jorginho.
Yeah, sell him. Sold them all. Kovacic, we sold. Havertz, we sold. Mount, we sold. Loftus-Cheek, we sold.
But the problem is there's some loyalty with some fan base where they have loyalty with their players, especially the attachment they have to some certain players. So it's gonna be difficult to change their mind because of the attachment they have with some certain players.
I'm like Chelsea. I'm like Playback, literally.
Gallagher, Conor Gallagher. We sold him.
Exactly. Playback said F the fans.
For me, that is United need to take. That is the bold step they need to take if they want to be successful as a club. Those big steps has to be taken for me, because if they don't take those steps for me, it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be very, very difficult. You have to take those kind of big steps to be successful as a club. Those steps need to be taken for me, because how long are we gonna be saying this and that? Because we can blame Ten Hag as much as you want, but now you have to look at the players.
You do.
Oh man.
Yeah.
They're very Bruno Fernandes is not even behaving as a club captain. That brother stinks, man. That brother, oh my goodness. NBA Marcus Rashford, oh my God in heaven. That brother is lazy. That brother needed a suspension for 2 years. Or like a head dryer to somebody to wash his head for him. It's stink up, man. It's sticking up the place. See, United will celebrate Erick and Hagg is gone. Okay, Erick and Hagg is gone, but is there a reality check at United that some of the players also need to look into the mirror and say, okay, I think we've messed up here. We need to fix this as a player. E.g., the club captain, Bruno. I've been saying it for a long time. Bruno for me is the captain. Is he behaving as a captain for me? No, it doesn't. I don't doubt his exceptional talent as a player. As a captain of Manchester United, he's not behaving as a captain at all for me. For me, no.
No?
No. I'm not joking. If the new ownership, if the new manager comes in and they say, Bruno, I'm gonna put you on the bench. You know this, you are not fitting to what I want. Put him on the bench. Put him on the bench. If he's gonna benefit the team, put him on the bench. Because that brother is not good in possession at all. Bruno Fernandes is not even a possession player. He's a counter-attacking player.
So people are going to disagree with you on that.
No. I can mention some players for you who are very good in possession when it comes to an actual number 10. When they're talking about the number 10, who can actually play the number 10 very well. They are very special and very rare. But Fernandes is a counter-attacking manager. People might say we want Xavi Hernandez, we want this. I can bet you, put him in the Xavi Hernandez team, he will not succeed because he's a counter-attacking manager, counter-attacking players. He will keep losing the balls. And a manager like Xavi will get pissed off, he will take him off. Is the fans going to like it? Will the fans be happy if Bruno Fernandes is being taken off after 58 minutes or after 43 minutes because he doesn't do what the manager wants? That's the question. Is Bruno Fernandes going to be happy if the manager says, no, you are not giving me what I want. I'm going to put you on the bench because you are not giving me what I want. Are they going to be happy? Will they be happy? That's the question. Are they going to be happy if he doesn't give them what they want? That's the big question. So my question to them is, what do we want? A philosophy manager or a winner manager? What do they want? That's my question. Abdul, Erick Hagg has been sent back to Dosh. That brother has been sent. He has been reconstructed and sent back. Your quick take.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Why are you laughing?
Nana, why did you say it's 2 p.m. in London?
Dude, you have a habit of doing this R&B voice. It's 2 p.m., bro. It's right in the day. Come on, Abdul. Come on.
R&B what?
You have this habit of doing the R&B voice when it's 10 p.m., 11 p.m. You go into your R&B bag. It's 2 p.m., bro. So...
Guys, like the vid, guys, like that vid, guys, like that flipping vid, my people, like that vid.
Before I go ahead, right? Before I go ahead, why are some United fans angry? I don't get it. Like, why are they angry? They fired an unproductive manager.
I don't get it.
They've been stuck with this guy for like 2 seasons. Even me, that is not a United fan, I'm bored of this guy. I've listened to some people like on YouTube, and then there's some guy on like Twitter. I don't want to like, I don't know, like they're restless or whatever.
You know the funny part.
I'll be happy. I don't know if you United fan.
I don't know if you listen to the football theories. That might be one of the most I won't say useless, but one of the most biased YouTube channel I've ever heard in my entire life. When they talk about United, my God in heaven, my goodness, Abdul. If you listen to that thing, you're gonna unsubscribe immediately, because something I'm hearing in that stream, my goodness, I don't even know what to say. Because Abdul, the problem is United fan doesn't like criticism. When you criticize them, it hit them differently, because it's difficult for them to take broad criticism as a fan. You have to analyze something and speak. Are you just as an example? We have Jorginho, N'Golo Kante, and co. Hold on, Abdul. When the new ownership came in, the ownership came out and said it. We want a possession-based manager. We don't want a counter-attacking manager. Enough is enough. We have Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo. Those are possession players who want to play the ball on their feet. Who want to pass. They don't want to run. So we need a manager that can possess the ball, pass around, beat opposition with passing. Last week I was listening to Paul Wilson and Laura Stewart. They said the same thing. When the new ownership came, they said it. We are going for a long time. We want a manager that can win with our style. Abdul, Paul Wilson and Laura Stewart are telling the whole entire world, we want to win with a possession manager. We don't want to win with. We are done with counter-attack manager.
Abdullah, hold on, okay. So here is the thing. If you've not been successful for over 10 years, okay, because to me, if you haven't won the league, you're not successful. Except you're like Real Madrid, who can win like the Champions League 3 seasons in a row. Okay, you've not been successful for more than 10 years. But most of United fans, they still carry their shoulder and go around as if they are entitled. Like, oh, you can't criticize us. Oh, you dare not say this about our club. Oh, we're going to do this. Oh, we're going to do that. For goodness sake, your stadium is leaking. United. In them days, when our teams were playing United, in the days of Fergie, when your team is playing United, that afternoon, you're going to be moody, or you're already moody when you wake up that day. Because you are thinking like, oh my God, it's not I hope we don't get defeated, it's I hope we don't get embarrassed. We don't get smashed left, right, and center, humiliated. And
guys, hold on, guys. Breaking news.
What's going on?
Rodri is gonna win the Ballon d'Or ahead of Vinicius.
You said it's not.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
Surprised, man.
We'll talk about that
I'm
maybe.
surprised as well about that.
Wow, I'm even shocked. I'm shocked too, but that's a different time. We're gonna do that today, but it's gonna be a different time. But go ahead, Abdul.
So it's more or less like these guys, you've lost your way for over a decade. You've lost your way for over a decade. And you still think you can still dictate and whatever. The world has moved on.
Oh.
Okay. So you need to humble yourself, get your acts together, and start from block one. The way Chelsea owner started from block one. See, if Chelsea owner had the mentality of the United owners before they were sold, okay, this is what is going to happen. They're going to be like spending like buy one star player every summer. We might be on it for like the next 10, 15 years. But this guy, they just like ripped everything apart and say, what, you know what? We're starting again, 3-4 windows, and see where we are now. There is nobody. The consensus out there is Chelsea is in an upward trajectory.
Yep. Have you heard them mention Bowley's name this season, Abdul?
Nope. Not even clearly.
I haven't heard anything.
I know we are not naive. We know once things start getting wrong, they'll bring back the noise again. They'll start making noise.
Yep.
I know.
But
I know.
the consensus now is like we are in an upward trajectory. I don't think United have had that in like how many seasons now?
Properly, Abdul, properly. Like they've had good times, I guess, but upward trajectory properly.
I would say under just Mourinho.
No, they had a little bit of feel-good factor. You know, like them feel-good factors.
Yeah, under Mourinho, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and I think these are the year they have a very
You know those feel-good factors that Chelsea used to have before Abramovich came. Oh, we are in Europe. We qualified for Europe. Oh, we won an European Cup. Oh, we're in FA Cup final. But we really know deep in our heart we're not going to dominate the league. That's what United have been having. These guys had Van Gaal. Van Gaal is the master of attractive, beautiful football. This guy could not make United play attractive football.
No.
That's when I knew there's something fundamentally wrong with United. I'd followed Van
No,
Gaal.
no, it's true. It's true.
No. Van Gaal managed, is it AZ Akma, some kind of media team, and won the league with that team in Dutch league. He took Bayern to the Champions League final. Van Gaal had won everything in football. This guy
Yeah.
could not make United be even impressive to watch. That's when I realized, man, there's something behind this. See, this is not just players management.
It's
And see
Abdul.
who they've had.
It's more than that. It's more than that.
Were
It's
we
more than
not all
that.
clapping for Ten Hag that season when he almost sent Tottenham out of the Champions League? Everybody was saying like, "Oh,
Yeah,
this
the
new Ajax."
Ajax team. Yes. I
Exactly,
remember.
this new Ajax team is like the old Ajax team. The way they play football.
Matthias de Ligt.
Exactly, they had all
Uh,
these very impressive young players now. Damn, this guy came to United. He didn't know his left from his right again.
Mhm.
Is it a matter of advice? I don't think so. The guy's right hand man was what's it called? Steve McLaren for like two
Come on,
seasons.
bro. Come on.
Are you saying Steve McLaren wouldn't give him the right advice?
Yes. Yes.
But we are not seeing the result. So it means there's something much more than just players, coach,
it's
manager,
Abdul
something.
it's a start. And I'll tell you why. Because I spoke to I said YSK, where they was studio. I also spoke to Tom also too. I was having a discussion was like, this is not even a money. This is a structural problem from upstairs. After Alex Ferguson left, no
What did
manager had been successful and say, wait, the competition we had was when they were abusing Chelsea's crap. I'm like, yes, I can agree we are crap, but I'm gonna tell you something right now. We are crap, but we cannot be crap for a very long time. It can be 1 year, it can be 2 years. We'll be back. Chelsea is a competing team. Chelsea wants to win Champions League, Premier League season after season. But we have to understand something. It's gonna be a new era, new players, a new philosophy. But it doesn't change one thing in Chelsea: the winning DNA. And I told them, I said, a manager that's gonna come in to win the DNA is an Italian manager who has been successful, Claudio Ranieri.
Nah,
Started
don't do
with,
that.
apart from Ranieri, I want to go back to this man. What's his name? That usually have been dreadlock. Is it dreadlock? What's his name? In the early 90s, Abdul, please remind me his name. This Italian manager that started from
Oh yeah,
Chelsea.
Rijkaard.
God bless you. So there's been a lot of Italian manager in Chelsea that they've come in, they've been successful. And Antonio Conte,
Oh no, you're
Roberto
talking
Di
about Greece. You're
Matteo,
talking about
Vialli?
Greece.
Gianfranco Vialli. Thank you,
Vialli.
Gianfranco Vialli. There's Vialli. There's so many managers who have come to Chelsea that have been successful.
Don't boil. But I hate when you guys boil it down to nationality. Don't do that.
No,
Don't do that.
no. What I'm saying is, certain manager tend to work with certain club. We've seen it a lot. Chelsea have so many of it. Italian manager, Argentina manager tend not to work with Chelsea because the Argentina
Why?
players we have.
When have we had an Argentine apart from Poch? Don't do that. Abdullah.
Wait. And Crespo was an Italian player. It was when he came to Chelsea, it was crap. I'm sorry.
No, don't.
Crespo was crap.
Nationality. Don't do that. You're good or you're not. You're good or you're not.
Okay. I don't want to bring it to nationality, but what I'm saying is, under Roma, we bring in so many money. Roma philosophy is very simple. I'm gonna give it 2 years. Within that 2 years, if you don't succeed, you're gone. Sack, go. And what I was telling them is, see, sack, go will work, but eventually it will come to a stage where sack and go will not work again. You need a long-term sustainability.
No, 1 minute. No, I disagree.
That was what I was telling Enki and Co. I said Enki, Red Devil, I'm like, sack and go will work, but it get to a stage where it will not work again.
No,
a long-term process will have to come in.
Disagree.
That's what I told them.
I disagree. Let me tell you why.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that good managers are hard to come by?
Mm-hmm. I know.
So you're not gonna find a good man. If you're gonna find a good manager, you wouldn't sack him. That's the truth. So I don't understand in any line of work, because I think this is more so, I believe, a UK cultural problem when it comes to sacking managers. I actually believe it's cultural. I don't see that at Chelsea, but in every other club, They act like sacking a manager is the end of the road. They act like a sacking a manager is an indictment on your club. No, it's not. It's a case of, yo, the guy's failing. Why would you keep employment of someone that's failing? That doesn't happen. When you're failing as a prime minister, you get elected out. When
Yep.
you're failing as a CEO or a manager, you get let go. That's part of life. When you're failing as a
Yep.
player, even you get sold. So why can't a manager that's not doing his job is failing, and we're saying, oh, don't sack him, or come on, bro, like it's too much. I don't get. I think that is. I want to say, Abdul, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe 15 years ago or 20 years ago, if someone got sacked, it's oh my god, it's breaking. Oh my goodness, blah blah blah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
this guy's
It used to
done.
be like that. It used to be like that in England. Yeah,
Yeah, it's the end of the road. Oh, he can't.
yeah,
It's not that. It's 2024. You could get sacked and still bounce back. I don't
yeah,
get
yeah,
this. I really
yeah.
don't understand this. I don't. So listen, Ten Hag, I don't believe you become a crap coach in a year. That's my thing.
Yep.
So I believe he's gonna have another job.
But
I believe.
Nana, do you think United are lacking? How do I call it? They lack the truth and the sincerity of being a fan base because of the copium of trust the process
They they
in terms
they
of Ten Hag.
they they these United fans still think they are the standard, and they're not. They're not. They're not. So what they need to do is, like Abdul said, they need to tear it down. Because I look at that United team. That's not a good team. That's not a good team.
And the funniest thing is some of them are on very big wages.
Yeah, nah, that's not a good team,
Oh
Abdul.
my God, a lot, man.
That's not a good team.
You can wonder like what Mason Mount is earning there. What convinced him to
Yeah,
go there? You can imagine what he'll be earning there. And this guy, I don't think I've seen him in a United shirt except maybe once.
Abdul. I don't. Let me know. Like I don't. I looked at their squad that started yesterday, and I'm like, so what's going on? Like, where's the money gone? Like, what's this?
Exactly. They'll start counting injuries for you. This
Yeah,
is
what's
injured,
this?
that is injured, this is injured. Like, what the heck?
What is this? And I want to be careful because Chelsea have been in that similar boat where there's a lot. But you know what my take is? Sorry guys, I'm not broken. Sorry. Do you know what my take is, Abdul and Abdullahi? So Jim Ratcliffe wanted to buy Chelsea, right?
Oh
Yes,
my
it came in that minute. That bastard came in that minute. That idiot.
anytime I remember that,
Mhm.
I just go
See,
I say little I say hold on, Abdullah,
Nana.
hold on,
Okay.
Abdullah, hold on to say. Anytime I remember that that guy was just about to buy Chelsea, okay, I say a little prayers and I thank God that he never laid his hands on our club. This guy, maybe we still have Frank Lampard now as the manager, and they'll be
Yeah,
lying to us.
yeah,
They'll be
yeah.
lying to us. Da, 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 da. Oh, top four, da, 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 da. All this nonsense, football talk. Just to see. I thought they said this guy was rich. He had investment. He's
Mm.
going to this. He's man. Thank God.
Let,
Thank God that
let
guy
me let
was
me
not.
let me Abdul. You know what? You know my take. Sorry, Abdul and Abdul. You know what my take is, because I know well, I don't know what it's like to be a rich white man, but I feel like I have a feeling. I understand the psychology behind what happened today. He was going to buy Chelsea. He didn't, but automatically they bought United. So there's a contest. Whether we like it or not, or whether the United fans like it or not, there's a contest because there's two new ownership, right? They're seeing how well we're doing as it stands. The next game we have against them is United.
Yes.
From the form table, from what we've seen so far this season, it's likely. I'm not saying because it's football, anything can happen, but it's likely they get smacked that game. So what I feel like they did is, yo, Eric, we can't take you into that game, brother. It's the end of the road here. Rude come. So if Rude gets smacked, Abdul and Abdullahi, it's almost okay. It's a new coach. All right, that's cool. You go again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because if
Yeah.
it was Eric v Maresca and Eric lost, let's say 3-0, you know what the media are saying after that game?
Oh my God. Even their fans. Imagine what their fans will be saying.
Because I've heard and I agree with this sentiment. This is why I was so happy that Poch went. The easy thing to do was keep Poch. And I think the easy thing to do would have been keep Erick and Hagg, which is what they did. The hard thing to do would be sack these two guys. Because
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
could
that's
see
true.
that it's not sustainable. Especially with Ten Hag. It's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. But the fan temperament got in the way over United. The fans were sending in letters saying, please keep him. You know that?
I didn't know that. I thought they wanted him sacked.
No, no, no. After the FA Cup, that's what happens
Oh, after the FA Cup.
yeah,
Okay.
after the FA
Okay.
Cup, there were fans sending in letters saying, keep Erick Ten Hag, keep him.
Yeah, but
And now look,
but then this like what you said, because people were blaming why do we sack then I'm like, you are bringing in a counter-attacking manager with a different philosophy. Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo are possession players. They want to play ball on the field. They don't want to run. None of them want to run. So you're gonna bring the person who loves to run, who wants to keep running. It will never change his tactics. So
it's
the ownership look at it that no, this is a failure. We're gonna take the blame. We're gonna take the heat. We're gonna take
yeah.
it. Get
Yo,
out.
Poch was the more I look at it, which is why I'm actually not getting onto Poch too much. He was a means to an end. He was there to steady the ship.
Exactly.
And I look at it in a way is weird. So I apologize. But I look at it like Chelsea were the Titanic and Poch was the anchor, right? And he was a crap anchor. Let me not lie, but he got the job done. We didn't crash into the iceberg because if
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
had a bad season last year, it's over. It's all over. So I'll even give Poch credit. I'm not his biggest fan. You guys know that. But I'll even give Poch credit in steadying the ship in that regard. United, Abdul, I'm with you. Sell everybody. Apart from the young players like Garnacho, Kobe, Diallo, the Rashford, you're gone. Bruno,
They
you're
need to
gone.
they need to do something drastic. I mean, they can't be on all this, slow burner kind of thing. Or we'll invest on the right back this season, or next season then we'll get a keeper, or the season after then we'll get a striker. They can't keep doing that. I mean, are we saying they don't have investment?
They moving broke. Abdul, I don't get it.
Are we saying they have no money? I thought they were I mean, anytime you speak to them, it seems like, it seems there's element of bragging with them. Oh, we're the biggest team after Madrid. Oh, we've got investment. We can we can buy any player we want. We can do anything we want.
I don't
We
get
are
it.
united.
You were United.
I don't even know. I don't even know why I have empathy for them. To be
Nah,
honest.
I do know. You know what it is. You know what it is, Abdul. I think because I have empathy as well. They're a big club as an institution, right? As I'm just
Yeah.
talking, not results because they haven't. But as an we actually need United to do well, not even like win the Prem. But this is just uncompetitive. This isn't good for the league. Like it's not. I want a league in where the big six are actually big six size. Like in the like '08 when it was United Chelsea. I wanted to go
Yep.
back there.
Yeah. Yeah.
And these guys just they're not good. They're not good. They're not good. They're not good. And they haven't been good for a while. Like it's bad.
Yep.
It's sad.
Yeah, but they don't have that. That's why sometimes I am actually shocked that their fans are shocked. You know what I mean? Do you know when they get most exposed? They get most exposed when when they play you in Europe,
Yep.
and all these small teams are like holding them to ransom. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
their
mm,
football is so ineffective. You know, in European football, they're like very patient in
mm.
how they play, in their approach in football, how they play football. They're not going to start running at you and exposing themselves. You know, so they're more tactically astute.
Mm, mm.
So when they play some of these small teams from Europe, that's when they become. You can see how useless they are,
Oh, oh,
and then that is when they make the most noise. Okay, but then you're looking at them, you're thinking like, damn guy, man, you are not good. That's what it means.
mm.
All this hype, it means you're not good. And I know people who've been carrying United as fans from the 90s and they are still fully committed. That's what they do every other Saturday or Sunday in the afternoon. They go, it's like a day out for them. And these guys, I've been seeing them suffering for the past 10, 13 years. What are they doing? They are still waiting for United. They are hoping for United.
I don't get it.
You know.
I don't
So
get it.
Because
sometimes,
no, no, you were talking about Ratcliffe because I wanted to say something which I'm being careful about because the last my YouTube gave me a warning when I wanted to open this shoe, so I have to be careful of the way I word my wordings. I don't want to get some. I don't want to use some big F word. I don't want YouTube to flag me for copyright, so I'll be very careful of what I said. For me, the problem with Ratcliffe is I remember when they wanted to buy Chelsea. The real group told them you can't just come in from the middle and say I want to buy Chelsea. You didn't follow the process. You have to go back from the process and buy. And they were furious that we have the money. But the real group told them it's not about money. There were process that was followed from day one. Immediately, woman relinquished his authority as an ownership to the UK government. There was a role you have to follow to buy Chelsea. You can't just come in from because I have money, boom, all the way to the front. I want to buy Chelsea. You don't do that. You do not do
You
that.
don't. You
So
don't.
they were
Yeah.
furious because they don't they believe they have the money to buy Chelsea, and the real group was like no. So when they bought it, I'm like okay. When I look back to down and watch how they've been running club, I just laugh. Nice in French, the French Ligue 1 in Nice, that team has been run terribly bad. It's owned by Ratcliffe. Oh. That team has been run badly. Recently, they only get alive with one manager who has been doing very well. Abdul Nana, the Ratcliffe guys sacked almost 8 managers before they get this one right at Nice.
You know.
Eight.
I'd lie. Do you know what my problem is with Ratcliffe? I don't know if you guys actually saw the his notes, his sort of manifesto when he tried to sign Chelsea. He was trying to use being British as a selling point. That's when I was like, nah, it's not gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work.
yeah,
And,
yeah,
and
he
I'm
tries to
and
do
I'm
that. Yeah.
and I'm hearing that same sentiment at United. How it's we're focusing on homegrown, blah blah. No, brother,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
That it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Immediately when I saw that in the manifesto, to the point where it was like Abdul, it was like his unique selling point. I was like, nah, I'm done, bro. I don't want this guy anywhere near
Yeah,
Chelsea
yeah.
because I've never seen Madrid be homegrown focused. That's never been them. That's never been them. So I don't understand. At Barcelona, yeah, they've had some great homegrown players, but Messi wasn't homegrown. You know, Neymar wasn't homegrown. You know, Ronaldinho was not home. So I don't understand. Rivaldo, I could go. So let me know. I don't. Abdul United, boy. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see the next managerial hire.
I
You
think
know.
according to Sky Sport, they are looking into 5 managers. One of the 5 managers, all of them will be interviewed and they will come into conclusion. But at the moment, Ruud van Nistelrooy will take over from the
But
manager.
you know what I'm saying, Abdullah, that a club that has had Van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, Ten Hag, and they're still where they are, okay, I wouldn't get excited about any manager coming in or leaving.
Mm,
They have to do something. You know, they have to do something behind the scene, like Chelsea did. Like Chelsea just came within 2 windows, just spent 1 billion. You know what I mean? Just sold everybody in the current squad.
But I was telling
Which
Nenke
pushed
this
them,
before you came in. I said this is what
which pushed
I
them
was telling
out.
Nenke. I was telling Nenke. Okay, this is. But I mean, there's gonna be a fight between the fan base and the owner. It happened in Chelsea when the new ownership came in. Jorginho, Conte, Mount, Gallagher. Their
Abdul,
favorite player was sold. I said it to Nana. Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Garnacho, Rashford,
Ab,
all the big
Ab,
names. If the new
Ab,
manager comes in and said, "Get the fuck out. I don't want you guys
Abdul,
to be here." How will the fan base
Abdullah,
react? That's what the
Ab,
problem is. Go ahead,
Abdullah,
Nana.
and Abdullah and Abdul. This is what I told Abdullah. What have they accomplished for the fan base to be upset about?
Exactly.
What
Nana,
have they
it's
accomplished?
attachment. Is an attachment. An
Attached
attachment.
to what?
No,
To
no, no.
what?
Which attachments then? The attachment has not worked.
To what? They've done nothing.
The
These guys
attachment has
have
not
done
worked for
nothing.
like over 10 years now. It's not
They've done
worked.
nothing.
Isn't it about time you try something different or new?
Yeah. With Chelsea, I can
You know,
understand
which
because
which
again,
Nana,
the
Nana, Nana,
Champions League
actually
was there.
which they should have started this last window, this last summer. It was a good opportunity. They should have started it like this last summer. Last summer was a good opportunity. Now we're like maybe like how many weeks into the league, and then so suddenly they realize they have to sack their manager. I'm sure they actually they wish they had done this like a few weeks back.
Yeah, international break.
You
I
want to
don't
be
get
looking
what
for a
these
new
guys are
manager
doing.
now in November. Now in November. Was I should have done that like 2 or 3 months ago. That would
Ab,
have been like a very good start for you.
Abdul, I don't. The international break was right there.
Wait. Fabu, just confirm on it.
I
Wait.
don't get this.
Fab just said Man United were looking at Maresca when they were doing the Ten Hag review before they sack
No,
him.
they weren't.
But no, that
Yes,
was what he said. That I'm not joking. I'm not guys. That I
I'm not
Billahi
saying
No,
Azim.
let me see that.
Billahi Azim.
no, I'm not
Billahi
saying
Azim.
Look
no
at
no
the
no.
I'm not
I'm
video.
not
joking.
Look at the
saying
video.
I'm
Fabricio
not
Romano
saying
said on his YouTube that Enzo Maresca was being looked at by the Indians when they were doing the Ten Hag review, but it didn't lead to anything. It was only appreciation. So Chelsea moved swiftly and quickly for Maresca because it's been their long target ever since Pochettino was sacked.
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
sure it
look
was.
at they can look at anybody and everybody. Did they look at Gareth Southgate?
They did.
They can look at anybody. You see, this is what I mean by anytime I just remember that this guy almost bought Chelsea, I actually say a little prayer to thank God. This is how these guys will have been dribbling us back to front for the next how many seasons.
I mean, the funny thing about it is when they came in, they wanted to build a new stadium, on their stadium, sitter, best in Manchester. I'm like, fix this thing first. Forget about stadium. If you are winning, you can think about building a new stadium because you're gonna build a new stadium to have what? To have more sponsorship, more revenue, but you are lacking behind. That doesn't make any sense to me. It does not make any sense to me at all. You want to build a new studio, but the team is crap. But make it work. I beg, make sense to it. You want to build a new studio, but the team is atrocious. I don't understand that. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm confused.
I don't
So
know.
because
Well, I
Sky Sports just
suppose
know
they're going
that
to be.
they are interviewing 5 managers, and among those 5 managers, one of them will be United manager. Xavi Hernandez, what's called their Southgate is 2, Potter is 3, the fourth person is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and the last person is Sebastian Aunes of RB Stuttgart. So who do you guys think is gonna be the manager out of those 5?
It doesn't
I
matter.
hope.
Yo, listen, they could flip a coin. They could flip a coin. They could
I
flip a coin.
hope. I hope they know what they are doing. Do you think any of those guys you just mentioned, any of them can be a good United manager? See there. Number one, there's you can keep lying to yourself, okay, or keep projecting as if you are entitled, okay, or you can acknowledge that you are shit. Acknowledgement that you're rubbish doesn't mean we are going to come out and say, "Oh, we are so sorry, we are crap." It's your action that determines that this is where I stand and this is what I am doing. You know, when Bully came, right, and they started buying players, you could tell once they discovered that maybe there's a mistake here, they changed their approach. Okay. Once they detect, oh, there's a mistake here with this manager, they quickly change. They weren't waiting or giving anything time. They weren't waiting and say, oh, allow it to season and then let's see how it tastes. No.
Okay,
Once they,
wait,
once they realize
wait.
their mistake,
But
once they
Abdul, this
realize
is
the
it now.
mistake,
Abdul, this is my issue with them now. Abdul,
hold on,
Abdul,
hold on,
no, no, Abdul, this is my
hold
issue
on,
with them now.
hold on,
Okay,
Abdullah,
okay, go
let me
ahead, go
finish
ahead,
my.
go ahead, go
See,
ahead.
once these guys realize they've made their mistake, okay, they change the ingredients straight up. They are not saying, oh, allow it to cook for one more season or two more seasons, and then let's taste it, and then let's serve it about, and then let's see what is going to happen. No, that seriousness has been there from day dot. Okay, the only negative impact of that seriousness is actually to us, not to them. Us, we that were thinking, oh, they spent 1 billion. Da, da, da. That is to us because we don't operate at that level.
Guys, guess who's here, guys? Guess who's here? Guess who's here?
Is it Shimmery?
Ah, I got you, nigga. K2, my brother.
He came through.
K2, my brother. K2. K2,
See,
brother.
Abdullah, before you go
Okay.
ahead,
Shimmery.
Abdullah, before you go ahead, you have to thank me for dragging Chimere to your stream. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Because Chimere and I have been going at it at Twitter for the past like 2.5 hours or so. So you have to thank me first. Because if it
Thank you,
wasn't for
sir.
me, he wouldn't be here.
My brother K2, how you
Defend
doing,
your club.
big man?
Kedu,
Before you speak, Jimmy, this is what because you already know my son of Ten Hagg. Right? I said it to I was speaking to was it yes Tom? What's his name? Rebel Studio. We're having the conversation. I was like, this is a structural problem. It's not only Ten Hag. This has been happening for a very long time and need to be fixed. Iraq. And I said it to him. I said, what do you want? A long-term manager with a project and a philosophy, or a winner manager? And he said, I don't mind the project manager as long as there is philosophy that the style of play is good enough for the fan to get behind. And I said there will be divide because if you are losing matches and the philosophy is there, the fans will be pissed off, but also they will become also. Now you have to be in the middle of what do you want exactly, because some players will have to get sold for you to actually become the Manchester United everybody want to see. And they agree. So your take on that?
can you guys hear me? First of all,
You can hear you loud and clear.
okay. But speaking of this, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, is in any business, whatever you do, if you don't get the results, you're gonna be let go, no matter what profession you are. Like every corporation has a manager, a head manager, and if the people that they hire aren't producing, then the manager will be let go himself too.
Yeah.
So it's tough. That's why managers try to sell certain players, get certain players in because they want players who can perform so they can keep their job. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's sticky because I don't feel like it's all his fault. You know what I mean? Like, but at the same time, it's his fault also because when I watch United this season, like I'm saying this as a fan, I watch every match. If you watch United this year, the issue hasn't really been tactics. But when I look at the team, there's a clear deficiencies. Like the squad is physically limited, so we don't win many duels. It's hard for us to really control games because off ball, we're limited because the team physically wise is not good. But also that's his fault because he picked the players, he wanted. This is squad. So when you have a squad that's physically limited, that's on you because you pick these players. So for me, when it comes down to it, like you can get a new manager in, but I don't think it's a tactics problem when a manager comes in. I mean, you can limit it somehow with tactics. Tactics help to a degree, but I don't see a new manager coming in and changing much. The squad, because as I'll say it again, Erickson, he's been good this year, but there's no way he should be starting week in, week out. It's just impossible at this level. No, like if you want to be a top club, there's no way Erickson should be starting. You look at players like what's this guy like the other guys here, even like even when you look at other guys there on the team like Casemiro's, all these guys like they should be starting week in, week out. You know what I mean? Like, and the squad isn't even really bad to me. It's just there's clear deficiencies, and I don't think it's balanced. But it's unfortunate, I wanted the guy to succeed. I want every manager to succeed that comes here. I'm not the one that's going to throw a manager under the bus or want him gone. I want every manager to succeed. So I want him to succeed, but it didn't work out, and the results weren't there, and he had to lose his job. That's just the reality. If you don't get results, you're going to end up losing your job. That's just how it works.
So, who do you want in terms of the manager? There's the names of Xavi Hernandez, Van Nistelrooy to be the long-term manager. Like, I'm hearing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Sebastian Arnes, Porter, Southgate. That's the name that has been floating out. What do you want? Do you want a project manager for a long time with a philosophy, or you want a winner manager?
See, but the thing is, Ten Hag was supposed to be a project manager. He had a philosophy, but he didn't play his philosophy here. So it's like, it just comes down to, at the end of the day, what does Ineos want? What kind of manager they want? Where do they want to go? From the direction, from the guys they hired, and from the players we signed, and the direction they want to go, my gut feeling tells me they're looking at somebody like Xavi. That's what my gut is telling me. That Xavi.
But the problem is, if you're gonna go for Xavi, some of these players in that team would like to get sold.
I mean, regardless. Players will have to be sold regardless of whether or not a manager comes in sold. If the players get sold,
number one of them is Bruno Fernandes. Number one is the captain. That brother need a break. That brother need a freaking break. He need a break. Either get him sold or that brother need a break, man.
No, he might be burnt. He might be burnt, but he played well. Actually, he played well against West Ham. To be fair,
my problem with Bruno is everybody knows
he actually played well.
The problem is we know his talent, we know his ability. But the question mark, I also have the same question mark with Rhys James. Is he good enough to become the club captain of Manchester United? For me, no. That's me. No. I don't think he has the personality of becoming a Man United manager. For me, Man United captain for me, because I don't think he has that ability to kind of lead the team and say, okay, I'm the captain. I'm gonna lead on the field and off the field. I don't think he has it.
Guys,
same as James.
I'm gonna be 10 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Jamil.
No, but to be honest,
stay here. I'm gonna be 10 minutes, Shimmy. I'll be listening along. So please, I have a couple more questions. So just 10 minutes.
Go ahead, Jamil.
But to be honest, I disagree with that when it comes to Bruno, because Bruno has a couple of things that you can criticize his faults or whatever for his pitch, his faults on the pitch or whatever you want to say. But I do think he's a captain, because when you look at Bruno's a guy, he takes responsibility every time he mess up. He says me, he'll say it's my fault, and he'll always say the right things to his teammates. Sometimes he gets mad on the pitch, but I mean, he doesn't like to lose. Nobody likes to lose. That's just his. He's getting angry because he's frustrated. Everybody's frustrated. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's frustration because he's playing every match. He's trying his best, and he's losing. And he loves the club. He wants his best for this club. He's trying, but it's not easy. You know what I mean? But as far as Bruno, even when Ole was here, Bruno. Remember when the fans were booing Ole when we lost to Watford? Bruno was telling the fans, no, don't blame him, blame us. We're the ones who are on the pitch. Don't blame Ole. The fans were booing him. So, he was waving to, that was Ole's last match, remember? The fans were booing Ole. And Bruno said, no, don't blame him, blame us. We're the players on the pitch, blame us. It's our fault. That's what he's telling the fans. So Bruno, to me, he's the right captain material. But it's not even about really Bruno. It's just, as a whole, the team, I don't know if players have lost confidence or what, but something is going wrong, because even against West Ham, the team didn't play bad. It just missed so many chances. Like, if somebody just goes, you have to score. You have to score. There's no dilutes. How can you miss that? There's no. How can you miss that? There's no reason to miss that kind of goal. So, for me, I don't know. You can say the squad needs a rebuild, but I don't even think the squad is that bad, man. To be honest with you, I really don't. I think this is one of the better teams we've had in a while. To be real with you, I just think there's deficiencies, but I don't think the squad is bad. I feel like whatever manager comes in, he's gonna get a pretty good squad, honestly. So,
So, what's your head at and what's your heart at? Where's your head and your heart in terms of who do you think they'll bring in?
I mean, my head is, I'm frustrated because everybody wants to see their club do well. Nobody wants to see their manager get sacked because when your manager's getting sacked, when your manager's getting sacked, that means that your club isn't doing well. So nobody wants to see this. Nobody wants to ever hear a manager sacked. You know what I mean? That means that your club is not on the right path. So, of course, for me, having growing up being a United fan and watching Ferguson, for that year's stability or whatever, the manager was never sacked. You never had to worry about manager being sacked or manager doing this because you had Ferguson. Just like City had Pep now, they haven't had to worry about losing a manager. This guy sacked, all that. They had stability. Same thing with Liverpool had Klopp, But at the end of the day, I just have to look forward to the future. Whoever they feel like is the right hire, whoever they feel like is the right guy, I'll let them do their research and I'll trust them to make the best decision.
I don't know if you guys trust Benjico because me and him have already spoken a little bit on we do it like a Twitter space and everything. I trust his credibility, so I kind of when he speak, I kind of listen to, and this is what he said. I don't know if you guys can see it. Man United began their successful planning over summer and are well positioned to replace them, like sacking described as difficult but unanimous. Source also said continuity was a big factor in Ten Hag staying during the period of significant change over the summer, but poor performances and lack of progress ultimately forced the club hands. Ruud van Nistelrooy was hired, driven by Ten Hag rather than Torjan us into replacing him. Van Nistelrooy had multiple one-on-one and he has impressed the ownership and since September. So I think the FA saw that they wanted to hire Tuchel when they sacked Ten Hag, and they took the advantage by hiring Thomas Tuchel. Now, this is what Ben Jacob said. Graham Potter is still keen on the role and was previously spoken about for needs by Indians, but Gareth Southgate says he won't work again for years, despite having fans within the Man United hierarchy. If to is word by his ECA General Assembly, then the earliest Saturday will take a job is in the summer. So the likely scenario might be because Sabi already said it's not gonna change his mind in the middle of season. He will wait till the summer. The potentially might be Graham Potter. So are you happy if Potter is hired as a manager? Are you willing to give him time in terms of him being the manager?
But for me, if we get Potter, I don't think that makes sense because you see the issue now. Like Potter was the same thing at Chelsea, creating chances, not scoring goals. That's the same issue now we have with Ten Hag. We're not scoring. We're creating chances, but we're not scoring goals. So that's what I'm saying. So if you bring Potter in, what's going to change? It's gonna be the same story. You're gonna create chances, but you're not gonna score anything. That's been a story with Potter from Brighton to Chelsea. His teams create chances, but they don't score. So for me, I want a manager that's gonna chase something different. Like for example, I mean Xavi. I don't even know about Xavi. I don't know because I don't know how Xavi plays.
Because of the difficulties he had in Barcelona, he already told the Man United hierarchy that he wants to take a year out of football, like a sabbatical for a year. And what Ben Jacob said is, Ben Jacob said he doesn't think he's gonna change his mind in the middle of the season and say, "Hey, I want to leave. I want to take up the job." Based on what Ben Jacob said, that he's already told them he wants to take a sabbatical. That's what he said. He wants to take a sabbatical for a year, then come back and revisit it.
But to be honest, I mean, you never know. You never know. He didn't know. He might have not known the United job would be available. So, and it's still a hard job to turn down for anybody, regardless.
Yes, but the problem is, innocent to come out and tell the whole world what exactly do they want in terms of, because the Chelsea ownership said it when they took over. We want a possession-based manager, and we're gonna ride by it. They brought in Potter, Lampard, they didn't work. Even Pochettino, I'm like, why do you give Potter? Because Potter is like a counter-attacking manager. He's not even a possession manager. He doesn't do it. And now they stick with yeah, exactly. And because of the players we bought in, Fernandes, Lavia, Caicedo, those players want to play the ball on their feet. They don't want to run. So you need a manager that can work with that structure and make the player even much better. And we can see it in Maresca. First, I also criticize him in terms of bringing a championship manager, but I cannot criticize the ownership going into the direction because as a family, we have to just give them the trust and say, okay, we're going to give you the trust because this is what you choose. You better work. You better make it work. And I think the same thing has to go to Ineos too. Whoever they're going to bring in has to work. You cannot bring in this manager and sack him because the result doesn't go well. It's not going to look well on the ownership. It won't look well on them. It will not.
I mean, I don't know who they can bring in now because I don't know. Because you see, this squad is low on confidence now, so it's gonna be tough now. And this is another manager sacked.
You have now you have Leicester City. After that, you're gonna play Chelsea on Sunday. That's gonna be big, man. 2 matches at Old Trafford. The player needs to take responsibility for it. They have to take another one.
I know one thing. Rest is well, right? The team will be ready for that one. The team will be fired up for that one. They'll be fired up.
But the problem is the chances means will not stop. Will not stop happening. It will not stop.
The team will be fired because Van Nistelrooy, United legend, they're gonna fire up.
But this is the issue now. You are talking about chances means that will not stop. That will not change because that's not the manager. That's the players.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't think because Hagg, when I watch United season, we're not playing bad. Like, there hasn't been many games I watch United season. It's like, oh, we've been dominated. Like, the only game where that team dominated us, like we didn't deserve, was Fenerbahce. But even then, we had chances and we missed them.
Yeah.
So it's like, because you look at, okay, let's see how the season started. We played. The first time we played Fulham, we won that one. We deserved a win. Then we played Brighton. Even though against Brighton, we missed chances. We should have won that game. And then the next week we played Liverpool. Liverpool won, but I don't think they dominated us. We made mistakes. You know what I mean? I was like, those mistakes broke the game open. And then you look at Southampton. I mean, Southampton they're not good. So that one is you can't really pay too much attention to that one. And everybody would beat Southampton. They're crap. But and then next week, I don't remember who we played next. I don't remember who was after Southampton.
I think we played Southampton, I believe. Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace, yeah. That game, we dominated Crystal Palace. Couldn't finish. Dominated Crystal Palace. And the next match, we played somebody. Who we lose to? We lost to somebody. Yeah. We played 20. We played 20, yes. 20. Should have won that match. Another match. Porto, we're up 2-0. Collapse. And then, so many games this season we drop points, and it's like I can't really just say it's him. It's just Ten Hag. You just get rid of Ten Hag and it changes. Like there were so many mistakes by the players. Even against West Ham, let's be honest, we were robbed. Let's be honest. That's not a penalty ever. That's never a penalty. Even against West Ham, we were robbed. But even then, I feel it came down to that because we should have buried the game in the first half. The game should have been over with. So that's what I'm saying. So it's not really on him, but at the same time, this is what I put on him though. One, the players you have now, you got them because Anthony was gone. The guy is not even a bench player anymore. He barely plays. Anthony was gone. Guy doesn't play. Erickson, like I said, he's a good player, but he should not be playing for a top football team week in, week out, period. Guy cannot run, so he should be playing. And then you look at Lozange. Yeah, Lozange was good on the ball, but when it comes to set pieces, he's not good on. He hurts you on set pieces because of his height, and also he also can't score for set pieces himself because of his height. So that hurts you in that way. So I mean, he's a good player. But then you look at Mount. Mount hasn't played this year. Mount's played like maybe 2 matches this season. We haven't seen him since. Last year he played maybe like 5, 10 matches max. Then barely saw him last year. And then this year we didn't get a left back. We haven't played with a left back this year. We haven't played with a recognized left back this whole season. Luke Shaw's been injured. And Malaysia has that guy. We don't even know if he's alive anymore. I haven't seen this guy in Malaysia. We haven't seen this guy in 2 years now. So, like, you know what I mean? So it's like, man, I don't know, man. And then also, my whole thing is, why is Rashford? Rashford is our best attacker, I think. In my opinion, he's our best attacker. Why is he not playing closer to goal? Why is he on the wing? Like, why is he? I mean, he's a winger, but why is he so far on the wing, staying wide? Like, Rashford is best when he's cutting inside, trying to score goals.
Like he's the only Rashford's the only one on our team where it's like or Hoyland where it's like if they have a one-on-one, I trust it. Like they're gonna finish most of the time. So with that, because I looked at Rashford's shot count in the past 7 matches. Do you know how many games he's had more than 2 shots? 2 shots or more in the past 7 matches? 2. And the other and 3
Is
of them
it
he had.
is it confidence problem with Rashford or what's going on with him?
I think it's what he's doing. I think he's doing what he's asked to do. In my opinion, I think he's doing what he's asked to do. Because Rashford likes to cut inside and take shots. That's the kind of winger he is. He's a goal scoring winger. But I think he's being asked to stay wide and create chances. Because that's what he's been doing. Garnacho's been the one taking shots.
Yeah.
This,
But my problem with Ganacho is decision making. Yeah. Is that guy is a talented player, but his decision making sometimes will annoy you. Like, what the heck is this? His decision
I mean,
making.
he's still young, though. He'll develop. He'll develop.
Yeah, it's like 19, 20. It's
Yeah,
19, 20.
he's still very young. He's still very young. But
Yeah, but
improved.
the problem is, has he been coached very well? That's my problem. Has he been well coached? Because we can talk about young player. Yamal is a young player, but that boy has been coached. Like, he has been real coached. You can see it in him. Even from the Spain and Barcelona, Hansi Flick, De La Fuente from Spain. That Yamal guy has been really coached. Has Garnacho been really coached? That's my point. Has he been coached?
But who is it? RIP today? I feel like this is Chris.
So RIP to Hagg. Please speak up. Erick and Hagg fired by Manchester United. Your quick take. Go ahead.
Yes, it's me.
I knew
It's
it.
me.
I knew it.
Chris, where were you when we were doing the Liverpool preview? You were told me you were hitting and you disappeared. Boom! I couldn't find you. What's going on?
Nah, sorry. I got busy and I forgot. And yeah, a lot is happening. Sorry, but I'm here now. I'm here now.
Erick and Hagg is sad. For me, because this is what I told you, Eric. I said it is a structural problem. It's not even Ten Hag only. This is more than Ten Hag. And I was stand like grand. I'll say it again. Even if you bring in the best manager in the world, this same problem will keep persisting. This problem will persist because it's a structural problem from up.
No,
Not
but
even Ten Hag. It's
why.
above Ten Hag.
But see, Abdullah, before Chris goes, this is why I don't understand. Ten Hag can become a crap manager overnight. Because the first season he was well. He won. He beat Man City. He beat Liverpool. He beat who? He beat Chelsea. He beat all the big teams. He beat Barcelona in Europe. You know what I mean? He got third and won a trophy. So all of a sudden, did he become a crap manager overnight? It's just something's just weird, you know.
Chris, Erick Ten Hag is stuck. So do you think it's basically Ten Hag fault or this is a structural problem?
Oh no, it's definitely not like Ten Hag's fault. Like, you know, he definitely has like a lot of blame, but it's not his fault that things have come crashing down. Like, this is year 11 in the same exact repeated problem of United fans have hope in signing / hiring a new manager. This new manager comes in with a lot of hype. He signs these players and things look okay for the first couple of months, but then they go through their growing pains, and during the process of the growing pains, fans are not willing to be patient. And then from that point on forward, more pressure starts to mount. And then with that more pressure, there's like no grace period to find your grounding again. You know, I think Ole was really the only person that could repeatedly find his grounding. But even then, the pressure was always mounting over and over and over. And that's just how, like, the bad periods just continue. Managers keep getting sacked left, right, and center. And then players of the previous administration get carried into the next one. Then it's a repeated cycle over and over. So if I've been seeing this for like 11 years, I can't say, oh, Ten Hag is the reason that United is so terrible right now when we've been seeing this for 11 years. But Ten Hag's management specifically, I don't think he's been doing a lot to like counter all these external forces. I don't think he's been doing a lot. I think he's been aiding it to an extent this season specifically, and kind of last season, you know. So he has like blame to play because like he has a role in it, you know. But I think the issues are just so beyond him that I can't just look at him and saying that, yeah, Ten Hag is the reason that United is so crap right now. And like Chimera was saying that did Ten Hag become crap overnight? No. Like when he first came and in his first season, he was getting respective plaudits for a reason because he is a good manager. He does have a good plan, but like I'm saying, at the end of the day, like if there's no foundation, if the repeated cycle just continues, then I don't know what other results you expect.
Because for me, because people are associating this United stuff with the Chelsea stuff, and I said it's different because United has gone through different managers with two different philosophies with the different players. Now the problem this is why I'm going to look at Ineos. What do you want? Come out and tell the whole world this is how we want to play. This is our manager. We're gonna ride and die, but even if the result doesn't go well, it's not getting sacked. So if the fans knows this is their man, see their level of pissed off will come down. They will just come down a little bit and be okay. I think we know what the problem is. It's gonna be the man whether we lose. Now they will be looking at the players. You have to perform season after season. So they have to come out and tell the whole world what exactly do they want. Because Omar Balada, the CEO, has said it. And they're gonna challenge for the Premier League title or even win it in the year 2028. And I'm like, what are you gonna be doing to 2020? Are you gonna be like in top 4, top 5, top 6, top 7 until 2028? It's not a line for him. He needs to come out. Yeah, that's what he said. He said when they're gonna be doing their anniversary in the 2028.
He said that.
That's what
He said that.
Yeah.
He did
So
say that.
they're gonna be winning or competing for title to 2028. I'm like, excuse me?
That's only 4 years. That's only 4 years. It's possible.
I'm like, excuse me? So you're gonna tell me in 2028, Manchester United is gonna be competing. So you're gonna tell me 25, 26, 27, top 4, top 5, top 6, top 7, top 8. It's not aligning well for me. They have to come out and tell them this is because this is me. New manager and this is our philosophy. Are we gonna finish it? If you finish in 7th or 8th or 9th, we're gonna ride and die by it. We are building a process, we are building a project. Everybody trusts the process. Now United knows okay, it's a long-term process. We're not gonna get pissed off. We're gonna back the manager and everybody.
I mean,
so
at this point,
we move on. Or are we gonna bring in a win now manager?
Nah, they
have to like come out and give the ideology of what they exactly want.
For me, sorry, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think United definitely cannot bring a win now manager because I don't believe they have players that have the capability to win now. Chelsea is like a very special case that you should not look at. They're a case study that are an exception to the rule. They don't define the rule. You don't look to them to say, hey, I want to emulate this. I saw in the Twitter chat, I think it was Abdul, that was saying it's like a new era in football where you can sign a complete new team in 1 year. I don't know if it was Abdul or if it was Tao or both of them, but I think that's rubbish. I think if it works for Chelsea, fair enough. But we'll see if it actually works at the end of the day. But fair enough. You guys are a special case. You're an exception to the rule. You have your own DNA, which is chaos that you can live through, essentially. Like Chelsea is a chaotic place that they've found a fine medium to be able to sift through somehow, some way. United is not that club. That's not been their foundation under Fergie. That was not their foundation under Matt Busby. It was only when they moved away from the way that Fergie used to move in terms of signing the Di Marias, the Falcaos, and all these rubbish names that it amounted to nothing. So just in terms of the win now approach, United, I think, get that out of your head. It's not your DNA, and it's not doesn't tailor the players that you have right now. Go ahead. So
Chris, let me, because I get it. Over here we do things differently. Not everyone could be us, so I understand that point. I do understand that point. My issue is, and I'm like, when there's an earthquake in your house, right? Do you then go and rebuild with the same bricks that were destroyed, or do you go out there and buy new bricks? You go out there and get new material. You go out there and get a new foundation that is more earthquake-proof, or are you going to rebuild with the same bricks? That's the question I have. Because
you're gonna change it now.
If you're asking me the question, I'd like, what should United do? If I was Sir Jim Ratcliffe, I'm telling everybody, everybody's up for sale. If you're asking me, everybody apart from a few players that so Ugarte, Lenny Yoro, the guys who signed in the summer, because I'm praying United started this process in the summer. I'm praying they started this process in the summer, whereby we are signing players irrespective of who the coach is. We are signing players. So if that's the case, Bruno, thank you for your services. Your time's done. Rashford, thank you for your services. Your time's done. Casemiro, thank you for your services. Your time's done. All these guys, we're going to stop at Rasmus. We're going to stop at Xerxes. We're going to stop at Kobe. And I'm glad Kobe's been injured. You see, this is the good thing about what the Lord does sometimes. I'm glad he's injured. I'm glad he's injured because now we could focus elsewhere. You see? So, guys, he failed. It's unfortunate for Erick Ten Hag. I don't think he's a bad coach at all. You don't become a bad coach in a year. That's impossible. But we need to take a step back. United need to. If I'm United, I get it. Chelsea on the blueprint. I understand, but at this point, where do you go, Chris? Where do you go? You can't
because
Okay, but you see,
Eric, you said Chelsea.
Boy.
You said Chelsea is the blueprint. But the problem, see, this is the problem I'm having with United. We will agree with because United fans need the reality check. They are behaving as if they have money, but they are behaving as if they are broke. The ownership. And I'm asking myself, why are you behaving broke when you have the money? I don't get it at all. I do not get it at all. This team need a total overhaul. Sell anybody selling with this team and beat the team that will be like
No, but see, Abdullah.
So the thing is,
I'm gonna call Abdul and I go let you know after Abdul. Go ahead.
The thing is, it's all well and good to say or to back your explanation up by saying, "Oh, this is in your DNA," or "That's not in your DNA." At the end of the day, football is football. Either it's in your DNA, it's not in your DNA. If it hasn't worked for over 10 years, that's a decade. Then maybe it's about time actually you reassess your DNA. And the thing is,
You are right.
actually,
No,
okay,
you're not right.
and
Sorry.
the
Continue.
thing is, I've actually heard some United fans say to me, "We wish, or they wish, they could do what Chelsea's just done."
Yep. I've heard that too.
Done what? Done what?
Rebuild, reconstruct a new team in the quickest time possible. And another thing is,
Yo.
after Van Gaal and Jose, I asked a lot of my United friends, and I said, like, what is actually happening at United? I believe there's something fundamentally going on behind the scene at United, but none of them have actually been able to give me a convincing explanation of why they cannot hit the success height again. The only person that relatively gave something close to a sensible explanation is actually Jose Mourinho, when he said he actually made the board aware that certain players and certain people, if they don't leave United, United would never get back to their previous heights. And I believe that is critical to what is actually affecting United. Now, maybe the new owners can actually grab the bull by the horn and shake things down, or maybe they're just going to keep going through the motion and to become one manager to another manager, one big player to another big player. Because if you look at it over the past 10 years, United have spent a lot. Maybe they had that to spend over 1 or 2 years. I don't know. I don't run their books. But they've spent a lot of money. And everything they've achieved, to me, is just a matter of being flattered. We know if you cannot dominate your league or consistently challenge in your league, okay, then football-wise, you're relatively not a big club. Okay? Except you're Real Madrid, who can win Champions League 3 times in a row. So if you guys have the resources I see no reason why you guys should be waiting for the next 10 years. Do it in 2 years. And maybe use 1 year to adapt and to suffer. And then you're back to the same level. I really don't see the enjoyment of this yo-yo-ness for like 10 seasons. I don't see the enjoyment, except you're telling me you don't know the real old United. But the people I know that really know the old United, they want to get back to that level. And some of them told me they wish we could do that. What's the point then? What have they done in the past 10 years? They bought all the players you can buy. They bought old players, they bought new players, they bring back Ronaldo, they bring back old managers and this. None of it has worked. So whatever the DNA is, they better recheck it and recharge it. You know. Good luck to
Chimera,
them.
before you go, Chimera, because I know, I'm sorry, Abdul. Chimera, before you go, because I think I know you're raring to go to respond to that. Abdul, my question to you is, if Man United for the past 10 years have been behaving in a way that is opposite their DNA, why are you then saying that maybe they should change their approach to their DNA if it's not their
I'm
DNA?
sorry,
What I
but
mean by
no,
that is the signings that they've been making since Fergie's been leaving, their behavior every transfer window. It's been very short term and it's been very up and down. That's not what they were doing under Fergie. That's not what they were doing under Matt
you're
Busby.
getting
So
it
why is the
wrong.
question?
What do you mean it's short term? You don't buy Pogba. You don't sign Pogba for short term. You don't sign Lukaku for short term. Those are not short term plans. You know, and I
Okay,
don't.
I think you're
For me, I don't.
isolating. I think you're isolating a small portion of the macro point I was trying to make. In that United's behavior in the past 10 years essentially just make the signing the biggest names for the most money. That's not what they were doing under Fergie that was making them successful, and that's not what they were doing under Sir Matt Busby. So that is not their DNA. So then why are you then lynching United's DNA when they're not going
No.
according to their DNA?
This thing called DNA, I don't believe in it. And I don't know what it is. But it's good for the optics. Oh, this is our DNA. This is what we do. Da, 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 da. Okay, fine. Okay. But in terms of the United era, okay, you cannot say United, Alex Ferguson used a particular template or the same template all through. There were times, and I think it's related to investment. There were times they were buying the best players in the English league because that's what they could afford them. But then at a point in time, they started buying the best from Europe. That's when they went for the Van Nistelrooy, they went for the Verons. Veron was practically the best midfielder in Europe then.
And it didn't work. What's his name? Veron didn't work.
They're not
Veron
all
didn't work. And who did they sign Van Nistelrooy
they
from?
signed this, but he was like practically seen as like the biggest upcoming player from the Dutch league.
It's not the same thing. Like signing an upcoming player versus signing Pogba versus signing Di Maria. It's not the same thing.
Look,
It's not.
what
It's
I'm
literally not the
emphasizing
same
to
thing.
you is they didn't. Alex Ferguson did not say this is one strict, this is one methodology, and that's it. He altered his approach from time to time.
Sure.
Okay, he himself offered it approach.
Sure.
So you cannot say there's this DNA that they just
Yeah.
have to stick to, and that's the only way they should only go. You know, that's the only way they should face. So the thing is,
Andy Cole, what's it called?
when they bought Andy Cole was the biggest thing. When
Rio
they bought,
Ferdinand.
you know,
Rio
when they
Ferdinand.
bought,
Don't do that, Chris.
when they bought,
Yes,
that.
but hold on. Like, hold on. Me saying that signing a Di Maria, a Pogba, an Ibrahimovic, I don't think the equivalent is you bringing up Van Nistelrooy or Andy Cole or Rio Ferdinand. Like, I'm not saying that you shouldn't sign high quality players. That is not
What
the
I'm
argument that
saying
I'm
is,
making.
what I'm
The
saying is,
arguments
there
I'm
is no.
making is
What I'm saying
you
is, there
looking.
is no DNA. This DNA is only it's
There
only for
is.
the optics. They have changed
I
their
disagree.
tactics and their approach from time to time. What that is attached to, what that is linked to,
Sure.
I don't know, but it seems it's linked to the investment. Because sometimes, I mean, like this, like they said, I mean, I don't know where I it from. That Fergie, one of the reasons why he retired was he wanted to rebuild, he wanted to build a new team, and he was requesting that they get Ronaldo back from Madrid and they get Gareth Bale from Tottenham. But when the club didn't do it, that's part of the reason why he left. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is there is no same color template they use at United. And I'm saying whatever they've been doing over the past 10 years, obviously it hasn't worked. And this is beyond just changing the managers. So they have to do something about it. But then, I don't really care now at this moment in time. I've gone through my own hell for the past as fans for the past 2 seasons. So now we're just, getting back getting back to where we think we used to be. So whatever they want to do, but
Because
it's just football matters.
I get what you said. I like what Chris said because I want to iterate what Chris said because if you look at this United team, everybody
I do.
said Chelsea spent 1 billion. I just laugh when people talk about it. It just makes me laugh. I mean, just because then I remind people. Do you know how much United spent? You know it's more than Chelsea.
Nah,
How
they'll
much those
pocket
teams?
watch. They'll pocket
Oh,
watch.
relax. Do you know how much United spent? But when people say we spend 1 billion, it just makes me. I'm like United and Manchester City. I've spent more than Chelsea. But Chelsea is the headline because we spent 1 billion just to rebuild a team. It doesn't. It just makes me laugh. And I look at what Chris said. This is my question to Ineos now. What do you want? You have to come out and tell the fan base. This is my question. What do you want? A project manager for a long time rather than die by it, whether we fail or lose. That is our man. That is our man. Or a winner manager. This is me talking logic. Looking at it, I'm like, this is our man. Or a win man manager that someone that can bring in out. You can see, if you don't win, get the fuck out. Under Roman, we do that a lot. Because under Roman, people abuse us a lot. This is a DNA in Chelsea. It's Roman Abramovich era. If you don't win, you get in the heck out. Everybody knows. But when Boehme and the Cleric came, the Cleric said, yeah, but the Cleric said, no, we're not going to do Roman era. No, enough is enough.
At the end of the day, I think when you break down United, the issues aren't complex. Like you don't need, you know what I mean? You don't have to be a brain surgeon to understand what's wrong with United. There's three main issues. One, the fan base is toxic. That's the biggest issue. Secondly, the pressure at the club. It affects the players, and that's just the truth. It's the pressure. Because you heard players talk about it. You heard Pogba and Lukaku talk about it. It's hard playing because they're playing under pressure every game. From the fan base, from the media, from everybody. And then thirdly, to be honest with you, while I was listening to y'all, I had time to think about this. I think it really comes down to, man, you just need the right manager. Maybe the manager we just got happened to be the right one. That's just that simple. Because I try to, we try to always break it down and try to be complex and but maybe it's just that simple. Because I looked at it, and when City got the right manager, they flew. When Liverpool got their guy, they flew. And now that same guy was able to lay a foundation, like Klopp laid a foundation to the point that this guy Slot, who by the way I rated, by the way, Chris, since you're here, I know you're listening. Who I rated before you got him, by the way, who I said was a good manager. That this guy Slot came in and nobody missed a beat because there's already a foundation there that Klopp set. You know what I mean? So I think it's that, because I think if probably City, I don't think City will fall off because there's already a foundation there. Really.
Yeah, they'll just continue the same way Pep left.
Yeah, when it comes down to it, I just think, man, it might just be maybe these guys aren't the right manager. Like, because I feel like if you get the right guy in and get his own players in, I feel like the team will play better. I think that's because that's how it works. Like really, in many, because you look at even Barcelona with Flick, like, you know what I'm saying, like, because I was listening to y'all, that like I'm like maybe we're all overthinking this thing. Like when it comes down to it, like. And like I said, like I always want every manager to succeed. I'm not going to be the one to say, "Oh, this manager got to go," or that. I'm always going to back the manager as long as he's here because I want him to succeed. I want every manager to succeed while they're here. But I just thought about that, and maybe that's it. Because when it comes down to it, like, okay, I see both sides of what you guys are saying, and the players we bought, they're not bad signing. Like Pogba was a good signing. Like what team didn't want Pogba when he was coming out? That's a good signing. You signed the best young midfielder in Europe. Like, what other midfielder are you going to get, of that quality at that age bracket that you can have to build as a cornerstone for many years? Then Lukaku is a great striker coming out. He didn't even play bad at United, by the way.
Lukaku? Okay, go comment.
But you see what happened. But you see what happened to Lukaku.
No comment.
But you see what happened to Lukaku. The media and playing the pressure of playing for United. And they get to. I'm not saying it made him play badly, but it makes it hard. And I feel like that's why. And I feel like that's why Sancho struggled. I'm not throwing shots at Sancho as a player. I'm just saying I feel that's why he struggled also. The pressure of being at United. You know what I'm saying? Just because you just see players that come to United, like why are they struggling? Like what's the problem? Like how do you like that? It's like because you look at Bruno for United and watch him for Portugal. You see a completely different player. Like in some, you look at Fred when he played for Brazil. You know what I'm saying? Like you look at it, you see something is wrong. Why don't these players play freely for United? Is it the pressure? Is it the coaching? Because has it always been coaching? I feel like, man, I feel like it's just a part of it is also the pressure of playing for United, trying to get United back. Fans are so desperate for that. They're so desperate for that you know what I mean? That they'll take, you know what I mean? That they'll take anything to get that back. It's like they can't wait for that. They're so desperate for that, and I feel like the players also want that back. But it's like the pressure also gets to them. Like you look at Rashford, like look how much abuse this guy's taken over the years, man. And he's been our best attacker, in my opinion. Like look how much abuse this guy's taken. This is a guy that loves the club. There's no doubt Rashford loves United. There's no way he doesn't. This guy, he grew up, he's from the academy. This guy, he's from Manchester. Like, you know what I mean? So, but look at the abuse he's taken. Like, and this is a guy he's really suffered, man. He's been here, he's going on what? It's going to be 10 years in 2015, you know? And the only major, well, he won the Europa League at least, but the only major trophies he won the Europa League, the FA Cup, and the League Cup, you know? So,
and he is 27 already, so he's in his peak
27, man.
already.
It's like, as I'm saying, like, I feel like the pressure of playing, I feel like the pressure of the club even gets the managers, man. Like, bro, look at the first two matches with Hagg, right? He tried to play his way. And I know that for a fact because the stats back it up. The first two matches, our average possession was 65%. But we lost 6-1 aggregate to both teams. We combined it. And he just said, okay. So after the first two matches, remember, everybody was coming out, you know, the panic, everything. I remember we had a streams here. So after that, the guy just ditched whatever he wanted to play. So I have to get results here, man. I can't even play the way I want to play. I can't build anything here because the pressure is too much here. I have to get results, or else I'm going to lose my job. Because when you look at the way he tried to play the first two matches and how he played the rest of the season, style-wise, he was just trying to get results. Because you look at the first season, right? And he did great the first season, but you look at that first season, most of our games were chaotic. And that's why Rashford thrives so much, because Rashford is a guy, and I'm not saying like this is not an insult to him, but he's a guy in the chaotic matches who'll thrive. You know, that's his style. That's his kind of style. He'll thrive in those environments. So that's why I think, you know, Rashford was scoring a lot of goals the first season. And he was talented. But if you look at it like, you know what I mean, there's pressure, because how can the manager build anything? Like, for example, let's say we got somebody now that's like, okay, I want to play possession-based football. That's what these Twitter nerds are crying for. They want to imagine it's going to play possession-based football, right? Or as they call it, as the young folks call it now, the young guys on Twitter, the young scientists, pausa, whatever they call it. They want to play that kind of style. So okay, let's say a manager comes in today. Let's say we hire Shabby just for the purpose of Shabby's like, I want to play the Barca way. I want to bring it to United. Let's say he says that. Let's say the first match we have 69% possession or something, but we lose. What happens then? What are the fans going to say? You know what I'm saying? So, because what are the fans going to say then? Let's say we play another match, 70% possession, but let's say we draw this time, we don't lose. You know what I mean? The pressure is, I was going to say, because even Ten Hag couldn't take the pressure. First two matches, he ditched his plans. He said no. You know what I mean? But I'd rather him just stuck by his plans. And if you're going to get sacked playing your way, then get sacked playing your way. You know what I mean? If you're going to get sacked trying to implement your style, then so be it. Then it wasn't going to work out for you anyway. But mind the day, don't ditch your plans, because it's not sustainable. Come in here and do and finish what you came here to start. You know, and finish what you came here to start. To play your way. That's what we brought you here for. We didn't you know. I know you want managers to get results, but you also want to see something. Pep is playing his style, and you're seeing results. Klopp brought his style there, and you're seeing results. You know, Pep first season, it wasn't easy. They took some.
As much as Chris doesn't like Mr. Noberto Klopp, he's a game pressing manager, so he has a philosophy.
Yeah, but even Klopp's first manager there, Klopp's first year, they took some beatings. Chris would know. You know,
I remember this good thing.
They took some
I
beatings.
remember Mohamed Sako as a central back. Martin Skrek, God goodness, my goodness.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. But I'd rather Ten Hag. Let's say we would have finished 7 for 6 or whatever that first season, And but I can see his style. He's trying to implement. It's like, okay, if this guy gets his players in, gets the players that can play the way he wants to play, the team will improve. You know what I mean? But for example, if you don't have a baseline, like if you don't have a way you're trying to play, like if your style of play is just Rashford, surviving, like there's no
Survival.
way to build off that. Because what are the players you're going to get to build off that to take the team next level if you
Now,
don't even know what your
Chimege, what you
baseline
said
is?
now, I like it. That's what I'm saying. This is boiled down to Ineos. What do they want exactly? Because you talk about manager having a style of play losing. The praise every big club are praise because they want to win. But the problem now is the fan base willing to give the manager time to implement what he wants to implement? Forgetting about the ownership will try and spin the media. We're gonna give them time. We know what they do. But the fan base is the critical point here. Are you willing to give the manager the time to implement the philosophy? Because you see this problem, trust the process, it make my head hurt. I've never heard in my
See,
entire life. I heard that in
see, see,
2024.
Abdullah,
Trust the pro. I'm
Abdullah,
like, I've been a Chelsea fan since 1997, and I'm hearing trust process in 2024. God help me. Chai.
Abdullah, Abdullah, I believe all we're just talking about now is actually we're just having an academic exercise, just discussing about football. Okay. The reality is Manchester United is not a football club on Pluto or Mars. Okay. If you are a manager, if you're a manager and you're coming to take over Manchester United, aren't you supposed to have done your homework and know what the club is about? Aren't you supposed to have done your research on Alex Ferguson and what made Ferguson successful?
But it's not the Ferguson days no more,
Okay.
man.
So, yeah, but they're still playing football. It's still 11v11. Okay. It's not the Ferguson days anymore, but you emphasized on the fans. Some of the fans have been there even before Fergie came. Okay. There is a reason why they love Fergie's football and Fergie's brand of football. Okay. And the thing is, if we talk about pressure, okay, that pressure will disappear. The reason why you are feeling that pressure, the reason why you are feeling it, because that pressure has always been there. But the reason why you are feeling it is because you're not winning.
I don't think
And
you're saying something. I mean, dude, you're
if you
saying
want to
something. You're saying
eradicate,
something
hold
completely
on,
different than what
Chimere,
I'm
now,
saying.
hold on now. Let me. If you want to get rid of that pressure, okay, there are criteria you have to meet. There's pressure in every big club. Are you telling me there's no pressure in Bayern? What did somebody say? Was it their manager or was it a player who was saying it or was it Harry Kane? Is that in Bayern Munich, if you score 4 goals, the fans expect you to go for the fifth goal, and then they expect you to go for the sixth goal. That's pressure. And then we all know what the top Italian football club is all about. It's all about pressure. And then we don't have to explain the pressure of Real Madrid and Barcelona to anybody. Okay, so you're going to get this. So it's not like a new phenomenon that is just limited to Manchester United.
That's not what I said.
But the thing
I
is,
didn't say
if
that
you
at all, bro.
don't win, if you don't win, you are going to feel this pressure, no matter how. There is no magic behind it. Now, there are there are there are things you have to do as a manager or who is in authority to mitigate this pressure. If you don't have the capabilities or you're not capable as a manager to navigate this pressure and make your players deliver, then maybe you're in the wrong seat then. Okay?
Uh,
Me, I know for the little I know about football, if a team, if you have a team playing under a very intense atmosphere, okay, your first priority is we don't lose a game. Okay, so you start building from, but that's just to me that has no it has no real meaning. The thing is, we don't really know what's happening at United because you guys have had like 3 world-class managers and they've not been successful. You guys have had big players at United and they've not delivered. There is something fundamental behind the scenes that we don't know. The only people who have given us a hint is Jose Mourinho and Ronaldo from the interview they've granted. Ronaldo said something relating to that. So did Jose Mourinho. So there's something fundamentally wrong. But
Yeah,
then,
Ronaldo said that the facilities haven't changed since he's been there. So that's what, like
exactly,
10, 12 years that it
Yeah,
hasn't changed.
and then,
Ronaldo
and
said that to
then,
himself, not to Ronaldo.
and then, like Abdullah, as you've said, what do these new owners? What do they want?
Yeah.
I believe those are the two things that can fix United. And I'm not talking about fix United like go and win the Europa Cup
It will
again.
give them
Because
direction exactly
United,
where they are going to.
exactly,
Direction.
that things
What do
that
you
would take
want?
United back to the level they used to be.
Wait.
But Anke,
Abdul.
before you go, Anke, bro,
Yeah,
let me
I want to
respond.
know what you want, Shimmery, when you finish, bro. I want to know what you want, bro.
Before you go, this. I just want to make my point clear. Abdul, you just said exactly. What you just said is exactly what Ten Hag just did. He ditched his plan to get results. If you listen to what Ten Hag said in his interview, he said, "United, my own style of play is possession football, but when I came here, I have to combine it with the way United wants to play." So he didn't play his style of play because he knew the club he was going to, and he knows the fans don't like possession. You see, when Van Gaal came here, Van Gaal played his way, and he stuck with it, and the fans hated that style. You see what happened out of the first two matches? You said if you go to a big club, the first thing is to get results. That's what he tried to do. He ditched his style of
But
play to try to get
then
results.
did he get the right players who could deliver this?
You said what?
Did he get the right players who could deliver
I'm
the
saying I
right
don't know if
result for him
maybe that's
or the
his fault.
expected
He didn't get
result?
the right. Maybe him not getting the right guys is his fault. But I'm saying he did what you said. What you said a manager should do. He tried to get results first. He he ditched his way to play the way United fans wanted to play. And so my whole thing is he did everything that you said a manager should do for a big club, and it still failed. So that's what I'm saying.
No, he
So
didn't. Did he get the right players to execute?
I'm saying,
We don't
but
know.
I'm saying what you say. I'm saying, but him as a manager, what you
No,
say,
I
a manager,
understand what you're
he
saying,
did
but
it.
I'm saying that. But the thing is, there's always a follow up. Somebody has to execute those plans or that strategy, and it's the players you get.
Yeah, before we, guys, like the vid, guys, like the vid, my people, like that vid, guys, like that vid, guys. We give me a good content, like the vid.
But
Continue,
see,
continue, continue.
but see, this is my thing. Okay, if he's not going to stick with his way of playing, how do we know which players to get to take the team next level? That's going to implement his style even better. If you don't have a style, how are you going to know who to get? If your only thing is let's get results, then who are you going to get to improve the team? Because you don't know where the baseline is. It's just I want to get this player because he's a good player, but I don't. But how is he going to fit into the team the way we want to play? Because if he would have stuck with his way, you could see okay, Fred can't play out the back. Get rid of him. Get somebody who can. De Gea's a bad goalkeeper. He can't play out from the back. When it comes to playing out the back, get rid of him. Get a guy who can. He would have known. He would have known those things. But because one, we didn't play that way his first season. The whole thing was just get results. But then who we're gonna get is just okay. Get this guy because he's a good player. Bring him into the team. Get Mount. Get Hoyland. Get these guys. Onana's the only one who I was like, if he wants to play the 10 high way, that makes sense. Because okay, the head can't play out from the back. Onana can. That makes sense if you want to be a possession-based team and play out the back. But we're not even playing out the back. So my whole thing is that's why it's a mess. Because if he would have played his way and said, okay, let's say we finish 6th or 7th, but he played his way, you could clearly see, okay, which players are not good enough to play the way he wants to play, and you ditch
And
them.
you can sell, and you can
You can
sell
sell
them.
them, yeah. You can sell them because at least you
Because,
know
so
where to go.
before that goes, you are very right because this same thing happened in Chelsea too, where there was a mixed up, there's loyalty, there's attachment. Where because when the new ownership came in, there was like what Tuchel was there, the sack Tuchel, who just wanted to use here, we bring in Potter. There was a little bit of thought that why do you bring Potter who has no experience, this and that and that, it's gone. You let Potter go, you brought on Lampard, who are despised as a
Oh yeah.
manager, but as a player, no comments. So I
No,
respect him as a player, as a legend.
that's NK's favorite manager, man. NK loves
Do
that.
all,
But
please,
let me finish up.
please,
Lampard came in now. They brought in Poch, who I'm like, Poch is like a counter-attacking manager. Couple of because of the Tottenham Hotspur rivalry stuff, I'm like, this will not work with Chelsea fan base. This is not gonna work because of the rivalry. Now before the ownership even start look at the manager, they came out, Bowley, Egbali, all of them came out and said it. We are bringing in a possession-based manager, and this is the player we want to buy. Caicedo, Lavia, Enzo. That is our player. We're not gonna go with this Abramovich stuff. We want to buy a possession. We want to bring in a possession manager who's gonna work with the player we have and make them and put them season after season, day by day. And they brought in Maresca. They want to live and die by Maresca, no problem. I'm going to back every that decision because they have made some terrible decisions in the front, but they realize, okay, this is our man. If it doesn't work, I'm going to look at Broly and Ekbal and go, what the fuck did you just do?
Because
this is your man.
This is my thing as a coach. This is how I feel as a coach. If something you've done has made you successful, it doesn't mean you don't adapt. It doesn't mean you don't change. That's not what it means. But if you relatively do something that's made you successful, then you try to stick with it. You do tweaks and then you adapt. Pep has adapted over the years. He's adapted, but you can see the style of play still that he wants to control the ball. Klopp has adapted his style, but you can see the style of play as he wants to press. He wants to control the game through pressing. You can see the game plan is still there. So this is my whole thing, and I'm gonna ask everybody here.
And then we also started spamming crosses. Sorry to cut you. We also started spamming crosses. Continue.
Chris, as a pool fan, I'm going to ask you this as a pool fan, right? When you first got Klopp, right? Klopp played his way. It was painful, right? You took some beatings. But at least because he played his style, you could clearly see, okay, these guys are not guys that will fit.
I'm not going to lie to you.
If Klopp gets some guys in that will fit, that will play the way he wants to play, you can see there will be a jump. My whole thing. So as a pool fan, if you would have brought in a pragmatic manager, let's say manager doesn't, let's say you got Klopp, but Klopp didn't play his style of play. He just like, I want to get results. I'm playing for Liverpool. Then how do you know where to build from? How do you know which players are good enough to play? You know what I mean? There's no way to build from because there's no baseline.
Agreed. And I'm not going to lie to you just very quickly. When Klopp first came, that first season, yeah, there were a couple of underwhelming results, but for the most part, we were destroying like every big team. So even though we finished 8th, I think we were like 3 or 4 points off the top 4. I had like unwavering hope. Like I was genuinely ultra positive because I could see what this brother wanted to do. I can't speak for everyone in the fan base because every fan base has idiots. A lot of people that make the biggest noises. People think from the outside they think they reflect the thought process of the fans, but not really. But anyways, as for me, I had like unwavering faith in his first season, like those 30 games, because he came after the 8th game. Even though there were there were a lot of underwhelming games. I still remember, like, I think it was 1-1 or 2-2 against Swansea, who were horrible. There were a bunch of games, but I remember killing Man City 4-1. I remember cooking Man United in the Europa League, where Coutinho tripped the ball over what you call it, De Gea's near post, which you could see the signs of De Gea back then as well, to be honest. But anyways, I remember cooking Chelsea and getting Mourinho sacked.
I remember that.
I remember a lot of So there were like so many good signs off the beginning, even though we weren't like consistently good. That I had unwavering faith.
And then you turn your back on him. Anyways, let me just.
I didn't turn my back on him. I had to put that dog down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, finish up, please.
Yeah, I didn't turn my back on him. I had to put that dog down. Like, this brother, it became cancerous. The relationship literally became cancerous. It had to end. It had to. For both parties, before things got ultra disrespectful and we no longer appreciate you and you don't appreciate us, it had to end.
You see what able to get a baseline there because you now got Klopp, right? And you build a baseline of how the team wants to play. And there's players that you brought that fit that style. Because you got rid of the ones you clearly see not good enough. And the ones you got ones that are like, okay.
Van Dijk, Alisson, Jota.
Yeah,
because of that stability for years now, you got a guy slot who plays close to the same style. They're not, they don't play the same style, but there's similarity. So now it's not a big adjustment for the player.
Klopp is more Slot is more possessed, like possession, the way they reserve a little bit, like pass around. Then under Klopp is game pressing. But under Slot is more like reserve, possess.
Plus a little bit more.
But the thing is, you can't just. Every club is different. You can't use what's happening at Liverpool to say, okay, this is what should be the generality of how things should work. Because when Klopp went to Liverpool were a team that was it was just there. They will accept They will accept and take anything, club or no club. Okay, this was a team, a club that they had never won the Premier League before. This was a team that had like 2 managers at some point in the 90s. They had Roy Hodgson that they even brought back Kenny Dalglish. They would just take anything and everything, and everybody was just trying and just experimenting with them, whatever. And then Klopp came. Of course, they're gonna wait for Klopp, but don't think the timeline, the time or the patience Liverpool fans were going to give you, United fans are going to give you the same. If you're a manager, you're walking to United and you're thinking this is what happened at Liverpool, then you haven't done your research on Man United.
So wait, time out.
No, but Ten Hag did his research and he got sacked.
1 minute, time out.
Yeah,
Sorry,
because it's not getting the results.
That's what he's saying. That's what you're saying.
Abdul, you and Chimere are saying the same thing. Yeah, Chimere are saying the same thing.
Yeah, you're saying the same thing because
they're saying the same thing.
Let me just say this because I think I understand what Chimere's point is. This comes down to the decision makers because you look at what Ten Hag was doing. All right, people told me he wanted to play his style of play, and then he had to sacrifice that for results, which I understand. Then the mistake was, all right, did the board give this guy control, which I believe he did, with everyone, it's sort of like general knowledge. They gave this guy control on the transfers. That's where they messed up.
That's true because he got Anthony. It's a 10 high signing.
Yeah. So that's the unfortunate part where I feel like that's probably the sort of the stick in which the fan base, the United fan base, the board are beating Ten Hag with. Like, we gave you funds to go out there and implement, and you couldn't implement. It's unfortunate. My thing is, okay, now we have to look at the solution. For me, it's simple. Again, and I'm sorry, Chris, I've said it. I'm gonna have to repeat what I'm saying. You have to start again.
I wanted to respond to this, by the way. Continue.
Again. You have to start again. You have to start again. If I'm United, go out there, get Poch, steady the ship for a year.
Oh my goodness, man!
Get a versatile coach that could just steady the ship. Just steady the ship. I already gave Poch credit prior to you guys doing. I said Chelsea were the Titanic. He was the anchor, and he stopped us from hitting the iceberg. That's the way I look at it. He stopped us from hitting the iceberg, and then we continued on our journey forwards. Hopefully, we'll go to our destination, but we don't know as of now. I'm looking at United. I'm looking at this team. It needs work. It needs some investment. So you go out there, you try. It's hard to get a coach. I'm not sticking by a moron. I'm not sticking by a guy that I could tell, I could smell you and tell that you don't have a clue as to how to coach at this level. So it's tough, and that's not easy. There's not a lot of good coaches out there. If there was, clubs would be sacking coaches. But unfortunately, there's a limited amount of coaches. You just have to try until you get it right. So if United,
Anki, let me ask you a question. Okay, if we hire a coach, how are we going to get it right when there's no baseline? Okay, let's say we get a coach. What's the way he wants to play?
That is no. But here's the thing, Chimney. Here's what I'm saying. I'm hoping, and here's what I'm hoping about Ineos. I'm hoping this summer, where you sign Xerxes, when you sign Delic, when you sign Mazuari, when you sign Ugarte, they all fit into a specific way that the board is visioning the club.
They fit possession football.
So then you have to look at possession coach.
But my whole thing is, this is my thing. Ten Hag did that the first summer. Look, he got Zandri, possession system. Anthony, possession system.
Andy Onana.
But before you go, take this question.
The mistake Ten Hag made was he didn't
take this before you go. Hold on, Chimere. What do you want your own self as a fan?
Yeah, what do you want?
Obviously, you know what you want. What do you want?
When I came to the stream, no, Abdullah, when we had that stream, when we lost the first 2 matches of the attack, what did I say? I said stick with your style of play. But everybody was telling me, oh no, he's stubborn. He's new to board. That's why he's gonna get sacked. Remember what I told you?
You did say that.
Ten Hag. Hold on. What I'm trying to say is, post Ten Hag is already gone. There's nothing you can do about that. Okay. I'm saying post Ten Hag, what do you want?
I want a manager in. I want a manager in, and I'm going to tell this right now. I want a manager in that one plays a certain style of play. I don't care if we finish ninth. Stick with the style of play because I want to see clearly what players need to go. I want to see clearly what players need to go, because at the end of the day, if you don't know what you want to how you want to play, how do you know what players want to go? For example, if Ten Hag would have stuck with his style of play, there's certain players that might not have been here that Rashford might have been sold. I'm not saying Rashford's not good enough, but I'm saying Rashford might have been gone because you can see this guy can't play the way I want to play, or other guys. Because my whole thing is if you're playing, for example, right? If you bring in a coach now and this coach says, I want to play this way. I want to high press. I want to play high pressure. Because remember when Rangnick was here? Remember what Rangnick said? Rangnick couldn't play high pressure ball because the players they couldn't run. So he identified that. So if, for example, if a coach like Rangnick was here or whatever, or somebody you want to play high pressing football, they would say, okay, let's play high pressing for the season. If we finish 8th, then you can identify and say, okay, these players, this guy cannot press. He has to go. This guy can't play the way I want to go. He has to go. This guy can't do this. He has to go. For example, like when Ten Hag first came, the first 2 matches, you can clearly see, okay, he's trying to play the space football, but the hair can't fly out the back. So the first 2 matches, you can say, okay, the hair's on a 1-year contract. It's his last season. He's going to be gone next year because Ten Hag doesn't fancy him because he can't play out the back. You can identify that. Fred can't receive the ball under pressure. He has to go. You can identify that. But if you don't know what you want to do, you can identify those things. You're just going to get guys. You want to get results just to get results. So then how do you know which players need to go to get those results? Because players form comes and goes. One player can have form this season, next season, then he's in bad form. Then what do you do then? You know what I mean? You have to know what you want to do consistently and which players cannot play that way. That's what City did. That's what That's what Arsenal did. That's what Liverpool did. So if all the clubs are successful doing that, why am I gonna not be doing that? That's stupidity. Why am I gonna say don't do that? If you're playing any sport, if somebody's a great 3-point shooter and all the great 3-point shooters have one skill that's all specific, why am I gonna not say, well, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna do it my way. No, like you have to look at how people do things. Like Real Madrid, but they do things their own way. They're a special run club because they can get any player they want, of any quality they want. So that's a whole different case. Even Barca to an extent, but even then they've changed coaches and adapted. But when it comes down to it, like for example, all I want is a coach to have a style, whether it's high pressing, whether you want to play possession-based football, whatever you want to do. Get that coach, stick by his play, because at least now you have hope. You're like, okay, we have a way we want to play. And you can see, okay, these players are going to be gone. Next year, if we can get players in, you can play that way. You can play the way the coach wants to play. The results will improve. You can see that. Just look at Chelsea. And I'm going to use Chelsea as an example. Klopp wanted to play a high-pressing system last year, right? Or whatever he was doing. Or whatever. Yankee, you're the Chelsea fan. Tell me how he was playing. He wanted to play high press, right?
Wait, who are you talking about?
Klopp, Poch.
Oh, I don't know. I can't answer that.
I'm saying so you can clearly see. Okay, no, I'm saying, but you can clearly see. Okay, the way he wants to play, it didn't align with the players. So okay,
oh yeah,
you want a coach who can play possession football, and now there's improvement because the players aren't running as much. They have more of the ball. So you know what I mean. So that's my whole point. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this again. I'm gonna ask you this again. Chris already answered my question, so I'm gonna ask you this. When Ten Hag first came in, the first 2 matches, what did I say? I'm just asking, what did I say?
Yeah, to be fair, you were saying stick by it, and we were saying no. I remember Chris specifically said he can't play like this in this league. I remember
no, I don't think Chris.
What?
Yeah,
did I say that?
Because no, it's not cap. Because you saw no, correct me if I'm wrong. Because I think it was the Brentford game where you were like, yo, this guy, you were actually scared, and this was around the time where your Erick sort of slander was at his peak. In terms of yo, this guy can't do this here.
No,
and
I was.
But
I think you're mistaking me taking the mic and trolling versus giving an honest assessment.
See, this is what I was saying. The reason why I wanted to stick with his style, I want results. But at the day, if results are just based off of players' form, then players' form comes and goes. We don't even know what style of play you want to play.
it comes and goes game to game, year by year. Like for example, if Ten Hag would have stuck by his style and been like, okay, like we finished 8th that season. If I could say, okay, we're building towards something. If you can clearly see, okay, if these guys are gone, if these guys are gone, if this guy's gone, results will improve because the team will improve, because the players that fit the way he wants to play will be bought. But you can clearly see he was doing that because he got the players to do that, but then he stopped doing it. So when you get players to play a certain way, you're not playing that way. What's the point? You're wasting time. You know what I mean? So that's my whole thing. Like, I know as a coach you have to get results, but at the end of the day, you have to lay a foundation in anything you do. Like as a coach, and I'm saying this because I coach, so I'm saying this as a coach. The first day I came in, I said, "Look, this is how I want to play. I want to play this way." And the first season it was painful. Like we weren't bad, but it was painful. We took some beatings, but eventually you see what players. Okay, like this guy, he's gonna be cut. He can't do what I need him to do. Then you're able to get in guys that fit to your program, and the team improves. Like I don't know if you watch college football or whatever or AK, but look at Colorado.
Yeah.
They were how look at how bad they were last year, right?
Yeah, they suck.
And then he shipped out guys who don't fit his plans, and then he got some guys now they improved. You can see what guys weren't good enough. This is how you want to play. It doesn't matter what coach or what system or whatever you do. You need a system. There has to be a way you do things. There has to be an end goal to how you want to go about things. There has to be you know what I'm saying? There has to be something with your plan on the field or pitch, whatever sport or whatever thing you do. So my whole thing is if your plan is just get results the best way possible, it will never work. And that's been an issue at United. The only manager who tried to implement something was Van Gaal. That's the only manager. Oh, that's the only manager who tried to implement a style of play, and the fans hated it. So my whole thing is that okay, you want to get results, you don't want to be patient. That's fine, but then you're going to be stuck with 1 year of doing good, 2 years of mediocrity. So if you want some stability, you're going to have to take a year or two of hits if you want that stability. It's inevitable because the club is not on that level now where it's like
this is the problem. This is the problem modern fans are facing right now because of the new technology and because of the social media era now. So everybody wants possession-based football, and I'm asking myself, the players in United right now, and some of them are not even a possession-based. It's only few that can play.
That's fine.
From the back.
They'll be sold.
So now you are getting you are saying what exactly I expected. Now there's a problem because the attachment the fan base has to some certain player. Would they be happy if Bruno is getting so the manager says I don't want Bruno on my team. I want him out. I want Rashford out. I want this out. No, I'm just saying hypothetically if the manager comes and says I don't want this kind of player because of the attachment they have with certain players, would they be happy to let them go just to build?
I mean, me personally, I think Bruno could play in possession system. Personally, I feel like I feel like he's being told to do what he's asked to do. I don't feel like Bruno. I feel like if you tell Bruno, and if you play Bruno in an organized system, Bruno is not the kind of player who's gonna just do whatever he wants to do. He doesn't do that for Portugal. Portugal averages almost 80% of the ball, so he can do that. So let's not. You know what I mean? Bruno. I feel like if Bruno is playing in the organized system, he can play possession-based football. But as far as that, like I said, a lot of these guys can't play possession-based football, but that's fine. They'll be sold they'll be sold at the end of the season. Period. That's how it is. Like that's how it is. That's how it should be. Like I don't. That's what I wanted to. That's what I thought the plan was gonna be. Get Ten Hag for a year, let him play his style, and then whoever doesn't fit, they can go. That's what I thought was gonna happen, but it didn't work out that way because there's no reason Lindelof should still be at this club. So I'm just being honest. Like there's no reason. Why is he here? Like the reason Lindelof should still be here. Even and you look at this season, we have, like I told Abdullahi, we haven't played with a left back this season.
Yes.
There's been no left back. Luke Shaw's been injured.
Neither have we, by the way.
No, sorry.
Chris, stop that. Robertson and Temeka's played yesterday. Yeah.
No, sorry, Chimmer, go ahead. Absolutely not.
That brother's a corpse.
Go ahead, Chimmer.
It was getting cooked by
Chimmer.
Saka, no comments.
Like you look at like Luke Shaw's been injured. Well, he's always injured. I mean, I think
that brother is injured.
Eke knows I like Luke Shaw as a player. As a player, he's a good player. He's a good player, but when you can't stay fit, because I I can't give Kiwi, I can't give Kiwi hell to give him short pass. It's not right. It's not right.
Disrespectful, by the way. The way you're moving with Kawhi is disrespectful.
This is my question. This is my question because I know
It's true, man. It's true.
I wanna bring everybody into a situation. But I'm gonna go to Timmy on this. Should United fans lower the expectation when it comes to the manager and the ownership? Whoever you get, should you guys say let's lower our expectation? Whoever we bring in, let's assess the team. We'll see where the team are. Then we can actually say we can win the league, we cannot win the league. Or should they aim for high? Because in 2024 is the year I'm hearing. See, Arteta and Arsenal brought this trust. I've never heard that in my life. I heard trust process under Mikel Arteta, and I'm like, trust what?
No, but he's done a good job, man. Come on.
Yes, I agree with you. But since watching football, following football, I've never heard trust process in my life. All I know is win trophies, just win. Win for me.
But see, Ten Hag won trophies and he's gone. So that tells you it's not enough. That's not enough.
Now, that's my viewpoint on Ineos now. What do you want?
Because Arteta hasn't won a trophy in how many years now?
That's what that light bulb word. I have a lot to say about that, bro. That brother, but I'll keep my mouth shut.
Abdullah, what I was trying to say earlier was, or the question I was directing earlier is, what do they want in terms of achievement, in terms of objective of the, not necessarily like what style they're gonna play. They're gonna play possession football or what possession football. I was saying like, so what I was expecting Jimmy to say to me then was like, okay, I hope we can win the league maybe like twice in the next 5 seasons, or top 4 will be fine. The next like at least 3 or 4 seasons. Okay. So because the thing is, people, if you're winning, people will forget the style. Okay, you're using to win. It don't really matter to most people, really. We think we know styles and we know football tactics. I'm sure if these managers are to be right in front of us explaining tactics to us, we probably wouldn't understand, because I'm sure it's.
I would understand.
Okay, okay. I'm not saying you like in particular. I'm saying in generality, most people don't understand.
Yeah,
I would understand too.
Yeah, okay, if you say so. So that's what my take is. So I don't know what these current United fans want, and I don't know what their owners want.
The United fans are
okay. If what we're saying is, if let's say what you want as it stands now is you want to win the league. Let's say hypothetically the owners want to win the league, maybe like twice in the next 5 seasons. With the current situation of things, then they have to take the Chelsea route. You have to break things apart and reconstruct it again, like in every available opportunity. Well, if let's say they are happy with top 4 in the next 4 or 5 seasons, then yeah, okay, they could continue with their slow building. So it's left for them what their ambitions are or what their drive is. Okay, if not, like somebody said earlier, if not by this time next season, okay, you'll be crying again. Because whoever they've employed will have gone up and down and had all the bounces in the world, and they will become flat again.
That's why we need a baseline.
So because that's what you was saying, that the United fans are very toxic, and it happens to Chelsea.
Forget about the toxic. Because
hold on. I like what you said in terms of looking at the ownership, in terms of looking at them and making them. Right now, me as a fan, I'm looking at that you have to come out and take the responsibility and come out and tell the whole fan base.
At some point, Arsene Wenger came out and actually said it. He said top 4 is like a trophy. So he was being direct and open and honest with the fans. So in those few seasons among that time, they just finished top 4 and they were all happy with it. They were all okay with it. Okay? These guys need to come out in either in action or in words or in deeds or whatever, and let people know, especially their fans, what their aims and objective and ambition is.
That's exactly what I was saying. The ownership needs to own
what they need to do. Okay? As long as the fans know that, they will be contented.
Yeah, that's what you think.
They can live with that. But you're not going to tell me oh, we want to win. We've got big ambitions. We want to build new stadium. We want to win the Champions League in the next 4 seasons. And then you buy like just one average player next week, next summer. How is that going to happen? Okay, so it depends on what they want, both the owners and the fans, and whoever, what they want, and they have to
Chimere
go
hasn't said what he wants to.
and they want to go. They have to go about it in a certain way. That's what we are saying. They have to go about it in a certain way. If you want to win the league or be competing for the league, okay, maybe 3 seasons in the next 5 seasons, okay. Me, I don't see how you get around it if you don't use the Chelsea approach with their current squad.
If Ten Hag stuck, if Ten Hag stuck with a style, it could be challenging for the league by this season. That's the truth. But that's just my honest opinion. But it is what it is. But what I want is a challenge for the league. I want a challenge, and I want a challenge for the league in the Champions League, like United should be. That's the goal. That's what I want. But we're not even challenging for top 4 currently, so we have to get there first before we even talk about that. That's the goal. Like in anything, there's always steps. You know what I mean? But the end goal is I want to win. I want a challenge for the league, and I want at least be one of the top clubs in the world. At least to have hope. You know what I mean? Like, and then the Arsenal fans, they have hope at least. They have hope because at least they know no matter what, they're one of the best teams in the world. No matter what.
Thank you. Yeah,
like that's what I want. That's all I want. And being a United fan, even with the times we didn't win the league, because even the times we didn't win the league, I had hope. I'm like, we're still one of the best teams in Europe. There's hope. That's all you want as a fan is hope. That's all you can ask for as a fan in any sport is that your team is one of the best teams year in, year out. If you have some hope, at least we have a chance to win we have a chance to win titles or championship every season. That's all you can ask
Every
for
season.
in any sport. You know, that's all I want as a United fan is I want to have hope in one of the best teams in Europe. And that, you know, and the only manager I ever felt that even a little bit was Ole. That's it. That's the only time I felt that even a little bit. Like I have some hope. Like it wasn't like we played like when Ole was actually, you know, Ole's 3rd season. I never played any of these teams like I was scared. You know what I mean? Like we played PSG where I wasn't scared. I'm not talking about the Champions League game. I'm talking about
I remember that Chimere was like, "We're gonna dismantle PSG." I'm like, "Relax." Chimere we were so confident. I'm like, "Relax, man. Don't attack the France, man." Brother, it was smooth, man. Marcus Rashford it decided his fate. He was like, my name is MBA Marcus Bruno Rashford. It was like, brother was just on smoke that year.
And you know what the funny thing is? Ole was saying this. He said, because everybody was telling me they want trophies. Trophies are here. Managers still sack, but that's another discussion. But Ole was saying, trophies doesn't mean that you're back as a club. It means that it can hide things that, you know, could show what's really going on. You know, he said like when you keep doing the right things as a build the right way, the results will come, and when the results come, the trophies will come with it. So that's my thing. So if we build the right way, what I mean by the right way is, okay, Ole built the right way because one, he said, I want to play the United way. So we're gonna get young players in, get guys like Greenwood, etc. We're gonna play fast attacking football. We're gonna bring these guys in, and we're gonna play that way. It worked, you know, because there was a baseline there. They started from somewhere. That's why makes the most successful manager because there's already a foundation. But if you get a manager like Ten Hag, for example, right? Even though Ten Hag, he did everything United fans would want, as in like trying to play the United way. My whole thing is screw the United way, play your way. Like there can always be a new United way. The United way doesn't have to be United way forever. There can be a new United way. Like Hansi Flick isn't playing the Barca way; he's playing his way. But it can be the new Barca way. You know what I mean? City wasn't a possession-based team, you know. But it's a new City way. Barcelona wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like you can adopt a new philosophy.
Thank you.
So my whole thing with that is Ten Hag can make a new United way. So if Ten Hag comes in, it's like when he said eras are over. To me, when I first heard that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna create my own way, my own era, my own style of playing. You know what I mean? That's my own era now. That's how I saw it. But he didn't stick with it. So this is what I say, like, as in you start from scratch and say, I'm gonna play this way. I'm gonna get a couple of players in this summer. I know it's impossible to get everybody I want in one summer. That's fine. We're gonna start from there. Let's say you take some hits, whatever, finish 6th, 7th, whatever. He talks to after the season with his coaches, identifies, look, this guy, he's not fitting the way we want to play. These guys need to go. He talks to the owners or whatever. It's like these guys need to ship. Can you get some of these guys? Because the money was there. We spent over 200 million past 2 seasons, so the money was there, and then get shipped the next summer. Let's say next year, after getting some more players in, get rid of the deadwoods, we finished third. Okay, team is better now. Next season, does it again. You know what I mean? So it gets more players in the finished style. Now we're like competing for the title. It's possible if you do it that way. But if your whole process is just let's get results to appease the fans, to make them shut up, it's not gonna work.
But this is me talking now because I've seen some, and this is my problem with the era of social media we are right now with the new Gen Z fan base. Because the era I started watching ball, these are the very long era, the Celestine Babayaru's era, the Girafan Kozola era, Roberto Di Matteo era. Those are the era we Gullit era. Frank Lebon era. These are the era I started watching football, so I can understand the kind of the way the team wants to play. But the new Gen Z era right now, because of the way the philosophy, the ideology of social media as it is right now, the possession blaze, this start rubbish that they're really using football right now, it's kind of enter people's brain where people doesn't use logic. And when you talk about football to United fan base, you get on their nerves. You get pissed off. Example, I'm gonna use an Arsenal fans as an example. I've gotten some abuse a lot with Arsenal fans, and I just laugh because I publicly come out and said Arsenal fans, Arteta's not winning the league. And people are like, are you crazy? Are you mad? I'm like, I have my reason to say that because this man is not good enough to propel this team to win the league. Reason is because his ideology is like copying Pep, and the Pep you are copying is a master. This man knows how to win anything out.
I don't think he's copying Pep.
And I think my problem with Mikel Arteta, because when I can say that, I think my problem when I look at the squad, I said this squad doesn't have a special player that can bail them out when it's difficult. You do not have a 20 goal scoring striker that can win your league when things are difficult. It's not possible to win the league when you don't have a prolific goal scorer. Ever since watching football, I've never seen it. When you have a goal scorer like I got 20 plus goals for you, you're gonna win the league because that guy is gonna be prolific.
To be fair, Abdullahi, Pep won the league with no striker, man.
It's Pep. Pep is a madman. It's Pep Guardiola. He's a madman.
And they still scored over 100 goals, man. But it's a system. It's a system.
I know, but it's Pep. Arteta is not Pep. Like different manager with a different.
But he's very. Arteta's a very good coach, though. He's very.
Because Arsenal fans doesn't want to hear the truth when it comes to their manager. It looks like we are kind of hurting their feelings and their emotions. But the truth is he the right manager for me? I don't think he's the right manager. He's built a very good coach where somebody else can take over and win it.
Let me ask you something. Are Arsenal one of the best? Arsenal one of the best teams in the world?
Yes, one of the best. Yes.
And then he's done his job.
So you are one of the best, but what you can only give me is an FA Cup that Unai Emery team built.
Abdullahi, this is the thing. But this is the thing. Arsenal, do Arsenal fans have hope they can win the league?
Yeah.
Do they have hope they can win? Do they have hope they can win the Champions League? Is there hope?
Yes, but that's an high jump. That's an high jump.
If Arteta has put them in a position if Arteta has put them in a position to genuinely believe that he's done his job as a coach.
Yes, I agree. But
because
I also believe
if you genuinely believe you can win the league, that means you have a good coach. Because you're not gonna believe that if you don't.
But I also believe because Arteta is the manager and the kind of fall off in the last 2-3 years, and I look at the squad generally, I'm like, this team is not ready enough to win the league and the Champions League.
No, I mean to be honest, man, they don't. They have a lot of. There's some issues on the team, but they don't really have a forward who's. Saka's the only one on the team I'm really scared of an attacker. Odegaard's also injured, so you have to also keep that in mind.
Even apart from Odegaard being fit, Saka being fit, I said it from day one. If you don't have a 20-plus goal scorer striker, you cannot win the league. It's not possible. You cannot, and especially the manager like Arteta. For me, because of the manager Arteta, his credentials doesn't. For me, his credentials doesn't matter. Okay, because if you look at the profile of players looking at, I'm like, even if you want to challenge Pep, only club that does it, and only club only once, Salah, Mane, Roberto Firmino, and there was not even
Mane, Salah, Firmino.
Yeah, because there was not even a prolific. There was no prolific.
Stop being a simp, Nana. Stop being a sim.
No, but
Because
I'm lying. Do you know the thing? Like Pep recognizes. He knew that if City didn't get a striker, they wouldn't be as good anymore. Because if you watch that Real Madrid tie, they missed so many chances. Again,
yes,
that's why they lost to Real Madrid. And I feel like Haaland saves them a lot, bro. To be honest with you,
he did.
because
Yeah.
if they didn't have Haaland, man, I think they would have.
As much as that brother misses a lot of chances, he does still do a lot.
If they didn't have Haaland, I think they would have lost the league last year to Arsenal. Because Haaland, bro, it's Haaland and KDB. It's just the fact that those two guys just are unstoppable. You know what I mean? Like, as in, like, just the moment of quality just the quality they have is a difference.
That's what happens when you feed your most potent attacker.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like City, like Liverpool, like, and that's why Liverpool too. Liverpool have that unstoppable attacker, Salah. They had Mane.
Salah, Mane, Roberto Firmino too was there. Trent was there too. Van Dijk was there. Alisson Becker
Kamikaze
was
ball
there.
needs to be minimized.
Nunes.
Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what? Excuse me.
Nunes is a productive player.
Listen,
Did you just say? Did you just
He's a
say?
productive player. No, he's a productive player.
Wait. Did you just say
wait,
that?
one minute.
Excuse me.
What?
No, but Enke, let me ask you. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, Timur.
Is Shimmer here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, I think there's a delay.
Timur, are you there?
Shimmer, refresh your browser. Yeah.
Test microphone. Are you there?
Here's my thing. Abdullah, quickly. We disrespect, we lost, we giggle at Liverpool due to the fact that they've only won one Premier, one Champions League in the last 7 years. We giggle and laugh, but the truth is, the goal is to actually just be there. Yeah, they've come up short sometimes. Unfortunately, they've got the bad end of the stick, and we will be there to laugh every single time. But the goal is to be there. At least they're in the conversation, right?
But okay, sorry to cut you. But as much as some Liverpool fans annoys me, I respect majority of them. Chris is among someone I respect a lot because Chris is kind of very honest. I respect some of them, and some of them kind of annoying me. But I think because Klopp has the credentials because of the Dortmund, from Mainz to Dortmund, and the Dortmund year when he won the Bundesliga. When Klopp took over, I'm like, this man is gonna win him something because he has the pedigree. He's won the Bundesliga already. So I believe he has that pedigree. When it came to Liverpool, and because of the way Liverpool they do not spend him a lot. But when they actually build his squad and the kind of player he has, you can see he challenged Pep. Who at first I don't really rate him. People knows me about my take about Pep, but eventually I finally give him the props he deserves. But when Klopp came in, Klopp challenge, he went toe to toe with Klopp with his own philosophy, his own idea. That tells me Klopp is a manager that can say, no, fuck it, man. I'm gonna beat this board man because I believe my philosophy will go above him. That is my take on Arteta. Arteta has created a very wonderful squad in Arsenal. Arteta my problem is he needs to remove some screwdriver in his head and just throw it into he needs to remove some screw in his head and say, oh, F it, man. I need to win my home win, man. This man is getting on my nerves. I need to just win. Because,
I think he's trying to do that. I think he's trying to do that, but
he's overdoing it too much. He's overdoing it for me.
Unfortunately, it's Pep.
I know it's Pep, but Klopp did it and win it over Pep. Klopp did it.
He did, no, but the difference is Klopp had Mane. Klopp had Trent. And it's different.
And the difference is Pep has KD. Pep has KDB.
Yeah.
Pep has Hagg.
Exactly. That's tough. It's tough.
But
Arsenal has Saka, man. Like, don't sleep on Saka.
Guys, Arsenal had the money. They bought Kai Havertz for 65 million. They bought other guys. They bought Ben White. They bought David. Arsenal have the money to go to market and buy a prolific goal scorer. They have the money.
This guy's laughing. This guy's laughing.
They have the money.
I will repeat it. Arsenal has Saka.
There's no chest. Look at the way you said it.
I have a question for Enke. I have a question for Enke real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because he's the only guy. He's the only guy who's a Rashford guy here.
Yeah.
So sort of. So AK, do you believe? Let's say you put Rashford instead of Martinelli. Do Arsenal win the league last year?
Or it depends. If Rashford is on his day, if it's Rashford on his day, then sorry, if Rashford has one of those seasons, absolutely,
Because I think
absolutely,
I think if you put Rashford in Arsenal, man, I think he'll explode.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I would assume based on Arteta's track record that he could foster a relationship with Rashford to get him playing his best football. So I actually say yeah. I actually would say
Because
yeah. I actually would.
because Chimera and then Menke was talking about there's KDB, there's Alan. But guys, are we forgetting that Arsenal literally spent 800 million just because he wants to beat Pep Guardiola?
They
Kai
have to spend more. They have to spend more.
Yeah, they have to
That's what I'm saying. Wait. Because people talk about Arsenal spend money. Klopp also spend money too to beat Pep Guardiola. He spent money.
And it
Van
was
Dijk,
enough. It was enough.
Alisson. Remember Van Dijk, Alisson, Salah, Mane. They spend money. They may not spend money to Pep Guardiola, but they spend money.
No, but Abdullahi, I'm so glad you brought that up. Why, Chris, as a Liverpool fan, why did you guys buy Alisson?
Why do we buy who?
Why did you guys buy Alisson? We're just gonna keep naming players. Why did you buy Alisson?
Because we had a hologram in goal before that.
I said, how did Klopp want to play?
So you wanted to play like from the back, like the goalkeeper has to be involved in the actual game, in the build up, has to be competent at kicking the ball.
And who was the guy y'all had before? I forgot his name. The crap.
Carriers,
the crap
scrub.
Yeah.
And before that, Mignolet, scrub.
No, I'm saying so when Klopp, so you say Van Dijk is very fast, he's good in the air, right? You say those two good strengths he has. Would you say that as a fan that he's fast and he's good in the air, right?
Yeah. Oh,
so
Pete Van Dijk, yeah.
So a team that wants to play high pressing and wants to win duels. Won't you say a guy that's fast, like a cover ground and win aerial duels is a good fit for that system?
100%. Yeah. Like if you want to play a high line, if you want to, push, you need to be able to have a guy that will be able that recovers, that will eat ground like what Konate has been doing.
Also, so no longer Van Dijk, but never mind. But Chris,
No.
Chris,
No. But the reason why I say Konate is because of the specific things that you mentioned. Van Dijk isn't as fast as he used to be. So, for example, you see that goal that Saka scored against Robertson, where Robertson was absolutely horrible. Peak Van Dijk, his physical peak, he actually recovers. I have a lot of issues with Van Dijk, but they're not like massive.
Of course you do.
They're not massive. No. Yeah, I have a lot of issues with him, but it's not even about him. It's about like the homosexual behavior around it. But anyways, it doesn't matter. But like one thing that I see is he doesn't recover in the same way that Konate does, and I can understand because like since recovering from his ACL, his body's not the same. He has to use his brain a lot more. And I respect him for that. But it's still a thing that I see that he doesn't recover the same way that he used to.
Also, Chris, why was Mane banned?
Why was
Mane banned?
Mute your mic, AK. Why was Mane bought?
Yeah.
So because he's an all-action player. He's like relentless. He's always running. He helps the team. Like at his best, complete winger,
Now, Chris, would Klopp have known that if he didn't play his style? Would he have known which players to get?
Nah, definitely not. Definitely not. Like you only know what tools you need if you've got a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're just gonna get random tools that might not fit together, and it just looks horrible.
Unless you have to be a special type of coach in order to work in the midst of having 4 or 5 coaches before they get an assembler and different roster of players like Timo, like Chilwell, like Havertz, with Jorginho.
Oh my goodness! Oh my god!
And then find a way to win the Champions League. I'm not mentioning the coach's name.
My question to you, NK, is with that specific coach, why is it that anytime he has the time, to plan out to plan out a squad and plan out the types of tools that he will get in future? Why does he always crap the bed?
You know, it's interesting you say that. I think there's remnants of, I think there's a ETH like complex within that specific coach. I think there's a case where, listen, if you give him a match and you give him an opponent, I think he could win. He could formulate a game plan to win. But if you're telling me over the long haul, do that over the course of 2 years or 3 years, I think it goes a bit stale. I think
No.
I don't think he can sustain that over years. I think that's the issue that I see with the other coach. Don't want to mention his name, but I think because I said before, Erick Ten Hag, the career, the road doesn't need to end here. I don't know why people are like, yo, he's now finished. He should now go into retirement. That's not the way it works. He could definitely get another job. He could definitely rebuild. The issue is it didn't work here. You know?
Yeah, but the problem, thank God Chimere is here, because I said it from day one. I said this is beyond Erick Ten Hag. For me, it's beyond him. You can talk about him being a crap manager and this is beyond Ten Hag. And whoever you brought in as a manager will face the same problem Ten Hag faced. Now, maybe if that happens, maybe the United fan, the new Gen Zs will not be taught what is called the reality of life. They have not been taught yet.
We're in a generation where I've said this to Chris too many times. We're in a generation now where you're only as good as your last game. You're only as good a coach.
You've said this, okay?
Piece. Yeah, you are. You're only as good as your last piece. That's why whenever there's one bad result, you go on the timeline. I thought that guy's been trashed for six months.
No,
you thought that guy's trashed for 6 months, and then they'll spin the block. They'll turn their back on them and come back and say, "Oh, he's so good. He's this and that. He's that and this." That's just where we're at.
You know, because what you said now, you know the funny part. Sorry, Jimmy. You know the funny part, because when we play Liverpool at Anfield, as much as we lost that match, I was pissed off a little bit, not much, a little bit, because
I was furious.
We had the chance to beat Liverpool, and the reason because of the attacker we had. I'm like, we had the chance to go to Anfield and just beat. There's a chance there. Take your chance. But you know what the media did? The media was like, Liverpool has the best defense in the world. Van Dijk is the best. They have to. I'm like, what the fuck? Excuse me? What?
No,
that was a different game.
I've lied.
Did I just watch a different game?
Abdullah, here's the thing that annoys
me. The one that annoys me most was yesterday match when they played against Arsenal. The way Jamie Carragher and the other guys were saying, I was about to break my TV. I'm like, what did I just listen to? Excuse me?
My issue was.
Excuse me?
My issue was I saw Chris on the chat for both games. There wasn't a level of fear when he was playing Chelsea. It was just like, oh, okay, yeah, we're doing this, and oh yeah, we're doing that. And then I see Arsenal. It's like, damn, we need to do this. I can't believe we did. I'm like, yo, what's this? Like, yo, this is what's pissing me off more. I'm looking at the game now, and I'm like, yo, what were we doing? Like, come on, this ain't right. This is not what my team should be doing. And I'm saying, yo, do this. Oh, I can't believe. Oh, we can still do it. I'm like, yo, bro, calm down.
You know the funny part, because that result I predicted 2-2. Even on Friday, I predicted 2-2. And people were like, why did I say because I thought I was like, we're gonna ask like to play on the front foot. It's gonna be like, I'm like, the worst thing you can ever do against Liverpool is to play chaotic football. You're gonna get destroyed. Liverpool are the king of chaotic football. You will get beaten. If you want to beat Liverpool, just try to possess them. Just play possession football and
that's not the way.
I'm talking because if you play chaotic football, Liverpool love it because they have the players to do it.
Abdullah, we tried that, man. It didn't work.
No. The difference between you and Arsenal is different. Arsenal has Bukayo Saka and some, I would call them 9 to 5 players. I don't know if you know the meaning of 9 to 5 players. My United does not have a 9 to 5 players. Arsenal have.
What's a 9 to 5 player? What's a 9 to 5 player?
Let me explain 9 to 5. 9.5. Let me explain 9 to 5. What I mean by 9 to 5 players is clock in your job and clock out. Martinelli is one of them. Declan Rice is one of them. Trossard is one of them.
Martinelli?
Partey is one of them. his end product is trash, but they will do the defensive work for you.
That guy's
Same to his part.
no,
All of them are
Partey's finished,
9 to
bro.
5,
That guy's
just clock in and clock out. United does not have the 9 to 5 players who, even team doesn't work, they're gonna go defensively. Let me support the team defensive. United does not have it. That's like the difference between Arsenal and United. Arsenal have 9 to 5 players where they can go defense. Ateta could just say, "I'm gonna just pack the bus. I'm done here."
No, but
Eric Ten Hag cannot do that because the players in his disposal will not be able to. They won't do
no,
it.
he
They
can
won't
do it. He
all of
can
them
do it.
want
He
to
just
play.
didn't want to do it. He can do it. He wanted to get results. He could have done it though.
But Abdullahi,
Like for-
Yeah.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Like in terms of you saying that the best way to play Liverpool's like possession. Let's be honest though, like the manner in which Arsenal was leading the game, it wasn't because they had more of the ball in the spell that they were leading. It was because of individual brilliance by Saka, in which
two mistakes.
his up was horrible. His up was horrible, and Van Dijk didn't recover. You know, and then the second reason is a set piece. It was terrible defending. So I wouldn't say it was about like possession or anything of
But
which is like the reason why Arsenal is leading.
Because I said possession and be good defensively. Nottingham Forest came to Anfield. They gave Liverpool the ball, and you gave Liverpool the ball, and they went defensively. And was like, no. That is who Nuno expected. Santos is fuck it, take the ball. We're gonna go defensively. Just one. We only need one goal. Just that one goal, I'm done. And if you want to beat Liverpool, you have to go defensively. That's number one, and you have to like your individuals. Your number 11 and number 7 have to be good, and you have to be clinical. If you have those things, you beat Liverpool. You beat them.
But for Abdullahi, for me, when you play a team like Liverpool, for me, it's just play to your strengths. Like play to your strengths. Whatever your strengths are, play to your strengths, and try to maximize your strengths rather than just trying to play up to Liverpool. Because at the end of the day, if you're too focused on trying to, negate the other team's strengths, then you're not expounding your strengths. Also, you're trying to, you know what I mean, like play to your strengths. Whatever your strengths are, play to your strengths because those are what's gonna push you over the edge.
Because that was what pissed me off about that's what pissed me off about the Chelsea Liverpool Anfield, because we had plethora of chances, but we did not take it. That is what pissed me off. Yeah, we did, and that was the first time as a Chelsea fan base I had this confidence of we're going to Anfield and dominate Anfield. I'm like going to Anfield and just pass. I'm like, whoa.
The only time I've ever seen a United team in my lifetime go to Anfield dominate was under Van Gaal, man. Dang. Like,
bro, that was one of the worst games. Is it the one where Rooney scored in like the 80th minute?
No.
You won 1-0.
No, the one.
The Benteke. No, Mata. 2014. Where Pele was in the stands. Yeah.
Yeah, the one Mata scored the bicycle kick.
Yeah, where Pele came to watch Coutinho. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that's the only one where we were like, okay. But at the same time, I had a style of play. So that's another one we keep saying for style of play.
And because that Liverpool Chelsea one, the way Maresca set up, I'm like, you want to go to Anfield and pass the ball around? I'm like, okay. I've never seen that happen before. I'm like, okay, this one is different. And what even pissed me off most is our wingers were just toothless. Maybe because of the Anfield crowd, they were very, very toothless. The 11 and 7, Sancho and Madueke, they were nowhere to be found. And that was what gets me angry. I'm like, the midfielder were doing their job. Why was the attacker not doing their job? You guys were toothless, and it even pissed me off because we had the chance to just go at Liverpool. Just go at them. Play your football and go at them. The midfielder was doing their job. The least expected player I can even expect to score was Nicola Jackson. And that goal is going to have to give him the respect because I have criticized him a lot. But for him to go there and just score that kind of goal, I earn my respect. But for the 11 and 7, I'm like, what the heck is this? What is this? What's this? So I gave Maresca the credit for that, and that even more pissed me off because we played our own style of play. We did not even say because of Liverpool, we got to respect them. No, Chelsea came there and just play. That is our game. We're gonna play our game. Liverpool play now. Give us a plan B. Give us a plan B.
Nah, I hear that. I have a question though.
Yeah.
Unlike the Liverpool and Chelsea game, what chances did you see? Because I guess we have different perspectives. What chances did you see from Chelsea where you were like you missed a lot of chances? Because for me, honestly, outside of the one from Cole Palmer where we blocked it, so we didn't even get to see if it was going to hit the target or not. And outside of
the Jackson that hit the post, I didn't believe it should that way, but I refer Jackson for shooting that one. That's number one. Renato gave that one that beat Van Dijk in the second half. He should have scored that. The Christopher Lukunku one that came on, Okunku Okunku should have scored that. Just control the ball and put your laces in. It came over. Those are the chances I believe we missed.
No, but he was at an angle. But he was at an angle, though.
Yes, but the game is. I won't blame Okunku. Maybe I won't just blame Okunku because the situation and everything. I'm not going to just put the blame on Okunku. But those are like kind of maybe you can call it half chances. That if you take it, it can fall into you. I also think yesterday match against Arsenal for me. I think how do I put this? The Arsenal way. The way Arsenal played yesterday and the way you guys played yesterday, my belief was I expected Liverpool should have done more instead of Arsenal because the way Arsenal play, and I said it to I was telling you on this. Arsenal is at home; they cannot afford to park the bus in front of their fan base. It's suicide to do that in front of your fan base. Park the bus. It's stupid to do it. You have to come out and play. And if you are playing a chaotic football, the worst thing you want to play chaotic football is Liverpool. Liverpool have the players to do it. You cannot do that with Liverpool. You're gonna get beaten. You can't do it with Liverpool. That's what I'm saying. Because Arsenal is coming to Stamford Bridge, I'm like, if you're gonna come to Stamford Arteta, and if you're gonna pack the bus and hit on the counter, we will concede. That one, I'm not gonna take the way that one, and we will also score two because we have enough left to unlock. Because of the way you guys do with Cole Palmer, I don't think Arsenal will be able to do that with Palmer because Palmer will find a way. I don't think they will be able to do it. You guys did it very well with Cole, but because we are at home, I don't think Arsenal will be able to take away Palmer for like 90 minutes.
Are you sure?
So. I think yes. Because
are you sure?
You guys did
it with
sure? Jones, which worked very well, but I think at Stamford Bridge, because the fans will be expecting us to go on the front foot with Arsenal. If Arsenal decided to go defensively against Chelsea, I'm like, let's go defensively and give us the ball. Arsenal fans will be pissed off because they know Chelsea is very vulnerable defensively. And Arsenal fans will be like, why are you going defensively against a team that their attack is very good, but their defense is very vulnerable? There's a mistake in that defense. Why not go toe-to-toe with them and eat them on the counter because of that defense? So Arsenal fans will be more pissed off with that team because they know Chelsea defense is very, very vulnerable. We will concede goals either on set piece or on the counter. We're gonna concede goals. So there's very like
my thing is like Chelsea versus Arsenal, hypothetically. I think there are ways to stop Palmer. Like Palmer is not quick. Yeah. He's not quick. He lacks the athleticism of the Salahs and the Sakas, which maybe someone can point to his potential ceiling with that. But he's still a growing player, can still develop, but you can't really develop athleticism. And Arsenal, they're a very physical team, especially that midfield with Partey when he goes back into midfield, with Declan Rice, who's a beast defensively. I can see how it can be very troubling for Palmer when Chelsea eventually does play Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree with
if
you.
Palmer
But
does get stifled.
If you stifle Palmer, you can't stifle Jackson, you cannot stifle Neto. Because you can do as much as you want to do with Palmer. The other players will turn up. So, and I don't trust Arsenal 2 and 3 to keep them quiet. You cannot keep those players quiet. It's not possible. It's not. You guys start to do a Cole, which works, but you didn't keep Jackson quiet. Jackson scored. It's because he's the least of the player I expected to score, but they did scored. I'm like, Jackson, of all people, interesting. He had my respect and Anfield. I'm like, okay, interesting. So no matter how much Arsenal does with Cole, you cannot keep Jackson quiet. Neto is there, you can't keep him quiet. Cancelo, Lavia are there. They will find a way. They will find a way. I know we are vulnerable defensively. I'm not taking that. I'm not gonna hide them. I'm not gonna hide about that. But if you take out Palmer, you can't take out Neto. You cannot take out Jackson. They will find a way. They'll find a way. It's gonna be interesting to see because after United, we play Arsenal next. After this Sunday, the following Sunday, we play Arsenal. So we're gonna play Arsenal next. So I want to see how we do against them because if Arsenal try to pack, I don't think Arsenal will pack the bus against us. They will come and play their own way. I don't think they pack the bus. For me, and if they do that, if Ateta wants to pack the bus against us and just say, okay, let's give them the ball, it's gonna be a long day because it's gonna be interesting. So guys, I appreciate everybody that coming into the show. my goodness, it's been like 3 hours of talking for Erick Duncan United. Wow. So, guys, I appreciate everybody for turning into the show. We might potentially do the Ballon d'Or winner. We don't know who the winner is going to be yet. There's been a rumor of Rodri winning it, but we're going to see who's going to win it. We might potentially do the. But I want to see who the lineup and the winner is. Then maybe potentially we might do it. If not, we'll potentially find a way this week to finally talk about it. Yeah.
Abdullahi. Yeah. Sorry to cut you off. I never actually asked your opinion on this. What do you think about the African nominees for African
I
Player of
think
the
I've
Year?
talked about it already. I think the nominees are Hakimi, Ibrahim Diaz, and Ademola Lookman. I think Lookman will win it based.
Don't you think?
Go ahead.
But don't you think it's like so disrespectful, not only to the merit of this competition, not only to having a present legendary African player right now, but like the merits of what it'll mean moving forward when you don't include the current best African player. I don't care what Lookman did in that final against Leverkusen. Mo Salah is still the best African player, and it's not close. Don't you think it's disrespectful that he wasn't even
The problem,
nominated? Like they nominated some
yeah, but
scrubs from
the problem
Timbuktu
is
over
politics.
him.
It's all about when I'm talking about African football, it's always politics, and there will always be politics in it. You can never win over them. Same at Ballon d'Or too. There is so much politics in Ballon d'Or. They keep changing that. Same to African Footballer of the Year. That's why I think if you don't win trophies for me, you don't have a chance. That's why I say. That's why I sympathize with Salah, because Salah has given so much to football, but because he hasn't won with Liverpool, and because of his name, he hasn't won the league, the Champions League yet. It can be given. And I think the reason Ademola Lookman will win it is because, one, the Europa League final that has got an hat-trick, the AFCON final, and then his performances over the last 1 or 2 years, it has been consistent, same as Salah too. But I think he will win it because of what he did against Leverkusen. Just because of what he did in the final against Leverkusen, I think that's the reason he's gonna win it. And I think it deserves it. So we'll see how it goes. We might do the Ballon d'Or this and today or this week, depending on who the winner is. But I really appreciate everybody for coming in, guys. Like the freaking beat, guys. Like and subscribe, guys. Like, subscribe to the channel, guys. We did 3 hours plus of Erick Duncan United. Goodness me, guys. Like the video, subscribe, smash the like button, guys.